Okay. We should be on form. Chat, inform me if you can hear myself and the party. But yes, last time, a hole. There's a hole in a few of you now, thanks to this fucking hole.
It's okay, Rogue broke my fall. It's fine.
You decide to pillage.
The hole is more deadly than the boss.
You decide to loot and pillage the crypt even further. You wiped out what undead there was, and at the end of the session you broke surface into the great darkness of 1 a.m. in the morning because you chose to sleep in the crypt in the necromancer's bed. You can see nearby there's a tent.
Thing at this point.
You can see nearby there's a tent. There's a silhouette of a goblin keeping watch. Your destiny is your own.
If only I had a... Wait, I do have a ranged weapon. Could it be a hostile goblin?
Don't you dare.
I mean, we don't know!
I mean, at this point, Droop has a chance of dropping you.
I've got a backup. That's a chance I'm willing to take.
Well, your actions are your own.
Well, as we get closer, I holler out, "Hi, Droop!"
Hi! Hi!
I lower my tosser. Okay, he's friendly. I think.
You're pretty sure. I think
Maybe.
that's guaranteed. Yeah, he's just sitting there in the dirt. A small lantern behind him. Closed tent.
I ask if anything weird has gone on.
No. I think.
Well, that's good news.
How? We heard screaming.
Yeah.
We fell in a hole.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, 3 of us fell in a hole.
And we do have to deal with the leftover magical residue still down there.
Yes, there is still a puddle of necrotic energy bubbling away there.
Which means we need Cornelius.
Oh, okay, I get it. Never mind.
I look over at Melgren and I say, "You're bigger, you wake him up."
You look down at him to say, "You're bigger."
Well, I'm not gonna say he's fatter.
Why me? Make the goblin do it.
I don't want him to be burnt to a crisp.
What kind of a fucking psychopath do you say Cornelius to just open fire on something who wakes him up?
They know he's a wizard, that's enough.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like wizards.
Wizards have no concept of right or wrong.
You may or may not have singed my beard one too many times. Or there was one time I suddenly got cold for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, but I was conscious there. It was a conscious decision.
Yeah, I know. But you're not helping your case here. Besides, you're asleep. Shut up.
He's got a point. Droop goes to wake up Cornelius.
Thank you.
It is the most gentle of shuffles on the shoulder. And he backs up kneeling.
Oh, yes.
The rest of them came out of the crypt and they're outside.
Oh, okay. Just give me 5 minutes to get dressed.
He's already beginning laying out your stuff.
5 minutes passes. Exactly.
He's waiting inside the tent for the last minute.
Zazel's going to lay out his bedroll as a mat and find his squirrel man pipeweed.
So, you finally decided to venture out.
Everything's dead, everything's looted. Time to blow the place up.
so that we
Okay.
don't fall in any more holes.
Do I actually know how I'm supposed to do this?
Are you asking
You've
me?
seen it once on TV.
Well, back when we first entered that chamber, you seemed pretty certain to mention to us to not light any flames.
Yes, for that room, but I'm not certain if there's enough. There'll be enough concentrated power in that one room of very flammable gas to actually explode the room.
Well, then there's also the room that's directly below that that has roughly the same
Yes,
head.
the necrotic juices, so to speak.
My one question is, if he blows that up, will he be able to get out?
It's a good question.
No, I assume he could run like the wind, or he
Well,
could borrow the.
Well,
I say we send the goblin.
If push comes to shove, I can toss a torch down there.
Group's got a really strong throwing arm from throwing all those rocks. Just saying.
Or somebody could get those lovely boots that the dwarf is wearing.
No,
But,
I need. What? Huh?
but I say turning to rain. Are you fine with us blowing up that shrine to your god?
Well, we have a slight problem with the fact that the necromancers kind of screwed the pooch. While the shrine is down there, and I don't want it to be blown up necessarily, I'm more concerned about the necromantic goo, and I think that needs to go. That's going to cause more of a problem sooner rather than later, I think.
Yep, there we have it. We're blowing the place up.
Zarzul, as you take a nice big drag, it is horribly sweet. It's pungent. It's sticking to every bit of your nostrils, you think. And as they're speaking, it all feels like it's an echo. Something's just reverberating through your head. It's not really words, it's just sounds.
Okay, I start chanting in Draconic.
Oh no.
What is he chanting?
The monstrous little draconic creature is now praying to his fell beast of a god. The party should murder him now, before he summons something.
Well, that's all the motivation I need.
But no, you
It
just...
is a legitimate question.
And yeah, and I actually understand Draconic, so at this moment, why
There we go.
is he chanting?
Well, if he summons something, we could always ask it to go blow it up for us.
Well, there we go. They understand you. Zarzul,
Yep.
what are you trying to get across here?
I'm asking the dragon god Tamara to cleanse this place of the undead, basically. Probably badly, but never mind.
As you take another drag during your chanting, everything just
Of
seems
course.
fuzzier. Even yourself, it's like you're covered in a texture. It's kind of cool. And he continues to do so for a while. So what are the rest of you doing?
I
just
suppose
kinda...
we could also just use the crossbow and fire it from a distance into the room. That should give the person a few extra feet to get out.
Well, I have a thought. If I set up my lantern in such a way that lantern, my water skin, and some string and bits and pieces, and set up a Rulgoberg machine to give me some time to get out, it might work.
Do you have any lantern oil?
I've been using my lantern for light, so yes.
Well, then why don't we just make a trail of oil into the room, leading it up the stairs, then set the fire from further back.
I like that idea.
Incidentally, Rue Goldberg was a famous gnome engineer. The man who created the Sterapult. Also, Zarzul, give me a religion check.
Okay, religion. Well, we're average day.
You feel like your message got to her, but there's no response, at least not before you pass out. But it's a good pass out. It's comfortable, cozy, fuzzy. The rest of the party can watch as he slumps over. The front of his snout starts to twitch a bit, almost like a squirrel.
Well, that was weird and slightly alarming.
I turn to Cornelius, considering I'm pretty sure I know that he understood that, and I say I don't think that worked very well.
Well, guess the whatever draconic god he was talking to apparently didn't answer.
Or he's
At
too
least
high
I
to
assume
realize they
so.
answered.
Maybe. Well, gentlemen, ladies, I believe we have an oil trail to put up. Or put down.
Mm-hmm.
Troop, could you keep an eye out on our sleeping friend here?
Okay. As he just smacks himself in the
I'll
back of
stay
the
up
head with his
here.
hand.
Oh no, you're coming with us.
No, I'm staying up here. Pufflesworth and I are staying up here.
Give me a strength check.
Da-da-da-da-da.
You may not be staying up here. Come on. Come on.
You're staying up there.
Uh,
Specifically, you're staying where you are right now. As Puffleworth just gives a slight, tries to gnaw and tug on the leash, and then just settles down in the grass.
Oh well, I guess I go downstairs and get the trail set up if we're going to try that way.
I company with, we've had enough of the party just splitting up for no reason.
Okay. Question. I probably got only probably 2 lots of lamp oil left. I suspect by now.
You've probably got a bit more. I mean, it takes a fair while to get through a flask.
Yes, but that's burning in a lamp, not burning on the pouring it on the ground for it to burn. How far is that?
Let's see, actually. There might be an answer in the book.
I very much doubt that.
Yeah, you never know.
It would amaze me if there was an answer for this in the book.
Let's see.
Well, you can't be the
here.
first
Oil.
group of people who's tried it.
You can also pour a flask of oil on the ground to cover a 5-foot square area.
Well, so 5-foot square area means a.
Quite a
Wouldn't
bit
that be
in a straight
25
line.
square feet?
Yeah, 25. Yeah, 25.
There you go. The book informs.
25 feet in a line.
Which means it's pretty much to the door of that room.
Oh, there you go.
Well, that's per flask.
Well, the question would be then, how do we get Flame to jump stairs?
Well, it's 40 feet from the door to the pit, so it's only going to get roughly to the door.
Oh.
That's with 2 flasks.
Yeah, but isn't the entire room combustible?
No, because quite frankly, I had my lantern out while we were down there, and I was making sure to stay away from the pit. So it's not the whole room.
Not that small a concentration anyway.
Are they having this conversation up top or down below?
Up to them.
Likely down below, if we're already down there.
Okay, I won't be useful then.
Have you walked into the chamber?
We're kind of at the doorway at the moment, I suspect.
Yeah. Okay.
You want us to move our icons there?
Just in case.
Okay, now let's see, I have to remember how we got here.
It's all right. I got you. I don't know why someone
right.
dragged Cornelius down there.
I did. I tracked myself.
Okay, you're joining them. And yeah, from that stairway, you'll end up in the bottom left of the next room.
Quick question: is the flammable gas in the bottom one as well as that top one, or is it only in the top, the higher?
It's in
floor?
both.
It's in both. It's just the bottom room is much bigger.
And the explosion from the top room should be able to permeate down to the lower one.
At the least, it might seal it.
Yeah, but that would work both ways. Unless undead mole people start showing up.
You'd be
Stop
surprised.
giving God ideas. The Underminer.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not God. God is merciful.
Well, I guess I'm going to pull our trail of oil.
Do you stand right at the edge of the
Down.
pit to start your trail?
Well, leaving my lantern back at the stairs, yes.
Okay. That'll be initiative then. Anyone else in the room with him? Or do you let Siegfried go down by himself?
I was actually, I was wondering,
I
could we
thought
perhaps soak some of the
Castalia
since you were mentioning the
Yeah, I'll go
having
down
to drag
with
the
him.
flame downstairs. Could we perhaps take? I have some rope, maybe dip it in some of the oil to carry the flame down.
I thought of that too.
That's
Yeah,
an
we likely
improv
can
use.
do that. Mouse, please. Work with me, mouse.
Yeah, I've been having problems with the mouse. Did they change something? Because
Does yours randomly double click?
no, mine keeps bringing up like the right-click menu when I try to move stuff now.
Oh,
I can't-
mine? Yeah, mine did that too. Now it's doing that and double clicking at random.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I think they changed something.
Here it is.
I don't like what I'm seeing.
What you're seeing are the small undead signatures that were in the pit, but Zarzul detected.
Why did I decide to stay with the cleric?
To be fair, you've already fought these halfling skeletons before. They're pretty fragile. And need a roll from Cornelius and Castalia.
Yeah, I already wrote.
Let's see. Monsters of Undeath.
Right. So.
There we go. That's the correct sheet. Don't know why it keeps resizing. Oh, wait a minute. What the what? Hang on.
Sheet. Initiative.
What has happened here?
Well, there we go. Mouse. Mouse, come on. Mouse, what'd you do?
Okay. I was worried there for a second, then I
Yeah.
forgot I have two undeath sheets, because I haven't deleted the first one.
Ah, cat.
Alright, where are these little fuckers? There we go.
Whatever you do down there, don't cause a spark.
Unfortunately, all of the halfling skeletons are just covered in fuse wire.
Oh no!
That would be amazing.
It was the old demolition team.
Yep.
When
The
trying to
necromancer just sent them
dig
in
out-
filled with blasting powder. Alright, beginning of the round, Castalia. As Siegfried steps up to start laying down the oil trail, there's a horrible whoosh of fetid fluids splashing everywhere, including on the two of you, as these 6 little halfling skeletons leap from the horrible fluids and land on the stone. They are unarmed, but their bones the finger bones look like they've been obviously sharpened. And they all just turn to look at you with their baleful pinprick magical eyes.
Yeah. Hmm.
I knew third time would be the charm. I'd finally get you guys of this.
Well, let's see. Oh, shit, that's right. I can't. Shit. Window, please. Zoom. Thank you. Box, please shrink. Thank you.
Fortunately, the three of you did pass your saves eventually, so you've gotten past the horrible stench of this area.
Alright, well, guess I'm just gonna bash this little bugger right next to me. Make sure I haven't put the elemental damage. Nope, it's...
We can always ignore that bit, it'll be in a separate box.
It is, and I don't have it checked, so... So... Smash.
You just completely obliterate the first halfling skeleton. Yeah, let's get the sheet out of the way so I can put a little X on this dude. But yeah, just one blow of... Was it it's a hammer this time?
Yeah, Warhammer.
Yeah.
I kind of settled on the Warhammer.
Yeah, you just bring it down as if you were just striking out against an ingot, and there's just shattering bone everywhere. A few bits smack Siegfried right in the face, but nothing sharp.
Oh, shit, I definitely can't do that. Alright, yep. I guess that's all I can do right now.
Do you not have a second attack yet?
I have a... Yeah, I do, but I don't think I can move
Yeah, you can.
between them. Oh, I can?
Yeah. It just means you have to stand on the coffin. There you go.
Well, there I stood.
There you go. As you hop on up,
That never backfired hilariously.
as you hop on up into the
Got it.
coffin, you remember all those previous traps, but then Zarzul already gave the coffin a clean bill of health. You're fine.
Yep. So, bonk.
Another absolutely shattered skeleton. There's no need for a flourish, no need for a twist or a flail. Their bones can't stand up to such a strong bludgeoning instrument. Still got your bonus action and the rest of your movement.
Um. Well, then I'm gonna hop back off the coffin. And that'll be it for my turn.
Alright. Next up, one of the little silent skeletons races up to get to Siegfried, the closest living creature. And what were these guys? It's not the crawling claw. Fetid fist. Where did I put their attack? I probably should have labeled these better. I think that... No, that's the fucking ghouls. Where the fuck did I put their scratch? Oh, maybe we're in one of the other sheets. Nope. Okay. Where the fuck did their attack go? I definitely not listed out. Oh, there we go. First attack, 17.
Yeah, that hits.
There you go. Free slashing damage as they catch you in the ankle. And also a con save. Easily passed by. You don't take the 3 damage. Well, the 3 poison damage, but they still scratch you. Siegfried, you're up. This little fucker just swiped at you. There's a couple more like him.
Well, retaliate.
An easy hit. As you just smash down, you bring most of the skeleton apart, but there's still the 2 legs, there's still an arm, still most of the skull there. Most of the ribcage is gone. It's sort of... And that's another hit. And that's another destroyed halfling skeleton. Probably an occupant, probably an inhabitant of the village, or at least one from the past. You have noticed that none of the caskets here have been halfling-sized. They've all been humanoid, or medium-sized.
Yep, that's my turn out of the way.
All right,
Nothing else I
that's
can do.
another skeleton. Yeah, this one's just going to scratch again as well. And does nothing against your leather armor. Cornelius, there's sounds of combat down below. Considering Siegfried went off by himself, you figure, yeah, he found something.
Can't you go 10 minutes without getting into trouble? I should have ice beam at this one.
Alright.
Not fire, ice.
It is funny because Cornelius doesn't know what happened down here previously.
No, it's just in general.
Yep, just
He
in
seems
general.
to be.
It's been a career of being a rogue.
Well, if these were a demolition team, at least we know that this is going to make a big boom.
You hit, you do your full damage against it.
Of one.
It's a little frosty. Anything else?
Oh, I just love how it's Mr. Pufflesworth for one scratch.
Nope, there's nothing else.
I just imagine we're being attacked by a bunch of little pufflets.
It is, however, reduced in speed.
Yep, still has enough to get to Castalia, though. Precisely enough. Just gonna try and have a go at her. 13. I don't think that hits.
That hits. Just barely.
Wow. Okay, he takes 6 slashing and give me a con save.
Alright. For that, I just click the con save box, right?
Yep. No, not the box, the word, yeah. There you go. Yep. So you take the 6 slashing.
Okay.
You notice that there is this... that while they're clawing at you, they're still dripping with all of the horrible, noxious, decayed fluids.
Oh, I should stop adjusting that.
So there's no venom sacs, it's just... they are filthy. Filthy little beasts. Alright, that one's been shattered. Last one...
Did that list my stuff? It did, okay, good.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure I don't lose my max HP.
This one rushes around, once again to Siegfried because he's the closest living one.
Is there any place on the sheet to list your max HP?
Yeah, actually. There's 2 fields there.
What?
See your max HP there? Hit point maximum
I
below initiative.
Oh, that yes, thank you.
Yeah,
very
that's an entry you
much.
can... Let's see, this one tries to have a claw at you, but it's just hitting against tough lever. Castalia, your turn has arrived again.
Oh, well then.
There's
guess
still
first
3 of
and
them
foremost-
left.
I believe there may be one less than them now.
That's an obliteration.
Okay.
There is a moment where your heart stops as you carry on through the halfling skeleton and you chip against the stone casket, but it just breaks some stone, no spark. Which one are you attacking, left or right?
Probably the weaker one, just to get it out of the way.
All right. It is also utterly obliterated. Bludgeoning is really effective against bone.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope. Don't have anything else.
All right. Siegfried, you've been saved by the devil. As these things just clawed at your boots and your knee pads, Castalia came striding forth with that hammer seething with black smoke, and just shattering these men around her.
Okay. I'm guessing it's my turn, so I'm going to shank the one next to me.
Yep. Annihilation. Go ahead for it. Yeah. Doesn't have a chance. As it's just rendered asunder. It's a bit awkward because the skeleton, of course, but you know by now, just wiggle the blade a bit whenever you stab into them. Break what you can. And you are out of initiative. So you resume laying down the oil trail?
Yep.
Alright, your next step.
Well, I'm going to get to the top of the, as far back as we can before with the oil that I've got.
Yeah, with 2 flasks worth, you can get 50 feet. Okay.
Probably the top of these stairs.
Yep, pretty much.
If we have some spare rope, we can soak it in the oil and use that to get down the stairs.
Should be, as I said, we should have enough to get up to the top of the steps. But I guess if we use the rope, then we at least got a. It's not going to. It's probably going to burn a little bit better.
Well, I mean, it's more of like just, physics thing. Like, how is the fire gonna get down the stairs? As oil is pretty much a liquid.
Ask the wizard.
Well, we
Another
want
good
to do it
suggestion.
where he's not gonna get blown away.
Yeah.
Oh, shame that.
More to the point, as soon as we light this, we're heading for the exit as quickly as possible.
Agreed.
So you soak a rope as best you can and lay it down along the stairway to connect with the trail across the stone tiles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How much rope are you using? Incidentally, the one you used for the hole, that got trimmed down to about 40 foot. Although you still have the 20-foot segment as well.
Didn't the wraith or whatever break it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You've
Yeah.
got
Or do
two.
we
You've
still
got two
have a
ropes now.
substantial-
I think 20 feet should cover the stairs, shouldn't it? No. Wait, yes, it would. One,
Close to the 30.
3. Yeah, it is. Well, you also have to go for the part up top too, so I think we'd have to use the full 40.
It's all right. Demolition is an exact
Yeah.
science.
More is better.
Yeah, I think if we use the 40, it should be able to reach just up to where Cornelius is in the coffin room.
Okay, we lay that down and we head upstairs.
Give me a perception check from both of you.
Okay.
Okay. Siegfried, as you're heading up the stairs, you do hear a very faint noise down below.
Well, I mean, down below, it won't be a problem zone, right? Yes?
You're not there.
No, maybe. Oh yeah. Good luck, guys.
I hear something below. I wonder if the necromancer's back.
It sounds like something moving.
Large, small, or just undetermined at the moment?
It's a little distant and the echo's distorting it quite a bit. Sounds like it's one thing.
Sneak down the stairs and take a peek. I'll be right behind you to back you up.
Well played.
I'm not stealthy.
I'm still stupid. Right you are, mistress. Away I go.
That's taken different.
Nice.
He
It's the
says
horns.
to
He
the
has
devil-
a weakness for girls with horns.
Yep. What man won't do anything for a horny
You
girl?
like some horny? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he likes horny women. Yeah.
As you get down there, you can still hear the noise, and it's coming from further down the stairs.
Okay, we're going that way.
I call downstairs. Is the trail to the pit still okay?
It is.
It looks okay.
Is there anything in that room down there?
Not yet.
Then come back up. Let's make sure that nothing comes through.
Yeah. We should hurry before the oil soaks into the stone and become useless.
Or you keep going,
Okay.
Siegfried.
No, I've been yelled at to come back. I'm coming back. I'm not going to take more shit.
She is called and must be obeyed.
He may be dumb, but he's not that dumb.
All right, Cornelius, set
Yeah.
this robot on fire and let's get the hell out of here.
I just use just point the fingers like a gun and fire off a firebolt at the rope.
Well, you do it like a crossbow, but yeah.
Yeah,
To the same
basically.
effect, the rope starts to ignite. It's a slow burner. I mean, it's not really designed. It's
Yeah,
not thin.
not
It's very
fused.
dense material, but it is burning steadily. And you can see the light it's casting just trailing down the stairs.
Well, I suggest we we keep moving.
Indeed,
Cornelius
especially,
away.
especially because the explosion is going to be right below us.
I go at 25 feet per second, feet per turn, or whatever it is, because that's as fast as I can go.
Yeah,
at
that's the
moment.
great part. You two are running full pelt. He is limping behind.
That is excellent. Most excellent.
But you're all able to get out of that chamber before it's even gotten down the stairs fully.
All right.
I mean, yay!
I take it you keep on running.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be heading to the exit as quickly as possible.
All right, let's see here. At about 60 foot every turn. Siegfried a little bit behind. All three of you give me a dex save as you get to this chamber, where the pit was. What's the +1 from? Oh, right, that's from your ring.
Yeah, I just
I forgot
finally
he had
added
that.
it to the whole thing.
Okay, let me just get my.
Castella, you keep your footing. Siegfried and Cornelius, you both shake a bit as there is a phenomenal whoom below you.
Oh dear.
There is a massive explosion. You can see behind you that there's a horrendous foul-smelling smoke and ash being billowed up from the stairs. There is the sound of rock crushing and tumbling.
I
We
beam
want to
bright,
keep moving as quickly as possible.
I beam brightly as we're running. Well, job done. Let's get the hell out of here.
The problem is this particular room's the one that I'm more worried about.
What's wrong with this room? This room is fine now.
No, it was just it had a roof that wasn't looking too healthy.
That's true.
Thanks for reminding the DM, Siegfried.
No, I knew full well. All right, move yourselves per round.
Oh well.
Don't worry, it's all been marked.
What is it? I can move 30, right?
You can move 30, yeah, unless you're running. And you can move 60, but give me the squares you're
We're
moving to.
running.
Well, I'm guessing here.
And give me a dex. Hang on. Go back one square, Siegfried. That'll be a dex save.
Oh no. Did you forget about something? You stepped on a plate, didn't you?
No, the floor is fine.
Okay.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna be shitty and throw it
Cornelius,
back
as
there.
you're running and realize this is far too much physical exercise for a man of high birth, there's clattering as wood starts to fall around you. And then one particularly large chunk of wood, rot, and stone falls down upon you. You are pinned underneath it, and you take 8 points of bludgeoning.
could I technically do a reaction with my shield spell?
You could do
Like-
shield if you want to avoid being buried, yeah.
I would like to do that.
Yeah. You'll take half the damage as it's just crashing against you, but the shield takes most of the burden. And you are able to move again.
Okay, let me just my. Oh wait, I already have it open. Why do I? Fuck me. And it was 4 damage. Okay. I'm a officially at half health now. Oh wait, actually no, because I've been sleeping, so I was actually at full health. Alpha also got rest, I assume, while they were having a rest.
Yeah, you knew they were bunking down for the night as several of them were cramming into the necromancer's bed. And a few took the floor.
Sleepover.
They're never gonna
Okay,
they're
so-
never gonna say who was sleeping with who. That's just secrets. What stays in the crypt stays with the dead.
Okay, yeah, so it was only a small knock. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it hurts,
Oh, no.
Yeah,
but you can
it could have been worse.
you can stiffen the upper
Shut
lip
up,
and just
in.
power through. All right, each of you one square at a time.
Think.
Just gonna go single file here. Siegfried, you're the one to step on it first. Yep, back up one. Give me a deck save. That is enough. As another clattering a mass of wood and stone falls down in that spot, you're all able to clamber over it, and Siegfried was able to dodge aside. As you look behind you, the chamber itself is starting to crumble even further. Just more patches of big chunks of rock, wooden bits, and even a few parts of the actual dirt above you, and you can see the sky.
Keep moving.
You're in front. You're kind of blocking the way.
Yeah, once you're out of that chamber, you're all fine.
Okay.
The rest is still sturdily built enough for a natural formation. But that room starts to fill with more debris. It's getting opened up to the sky. Of course, at this point, all you know is that the effects were felt up here. As they keep going towards the exit.
Well, yeah, we don't know if there's more that's going to collapse at this point.
Where you're standing,
wait,
it does feel pretty secure. It's all very sturdy still.
And we just blew it up. I don't see why we have any reason to stay.
Yeah, that's true as well. You're gonna take that for a job well done?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go into an unstable cavern we just blew up.
If only you had a kobold.
If only you had a small goblin-like creature that could go and check for us.
You got
maybe.
2 of those.
Yeah. Maybe we
Actually,
can
on that
ask
note,
his god for
Zarzul,
help.
give me a wisdom save.
Oh no. Has his god chosen now to respond?
You're slowly coming out of it, but at the moment you can only think of your name as Nutkin. You feel like you were a beautiful, fluffy red. But after a few moments, it starts to pass. But everything still feels fuzzy and a bit blurry. And you just have vague memories of leaping through the trees. Luckily, you haven't actually moved from the little bedroll. And Droop is just watching you with his huge yellowed eyes. And yes, the 3 demolition crew emerge. One of them, a few scratches on him.
Typical Siegfried.
Cornelius rubbing a shoulder a bit, but they're all alive. They're all intact. And
For
you all
now.
heard that thoomph.
Sounds done.
We assume so, yes.
The explosion went off, and things were falling down.
Some
So,
would
yeah.
say that's the correct wording for it.
The explosion went off.
And nobody died.
Tunnel go boom.
It is 1 a.m. You have all, well, probably about 1:30, 2 by now. The moon's a little in the sky, but still somewhat obscured. Not quite a full one yet. And despite it being the deadest of night, you all feel well rested.
Except
I
for
have a
me.
habit of doing that.
Except for Casalia. So, what do?
Well, I assume Castellian needs a nap.
Let us return to town and tell them that their undead problem is no more.
It's a
Sounds
it's a
good to
fairly
me.
decent walk there. Because your cart and
I'm
horses are
wide
still in
awake.
town. I mean, it would be a bit shorter if you
I
just went
guess we-
up. If you just went up the hill and through the fungus.
Oh, that sounds like a horrible idea.
Check out the landmark known as the Skin Knee.
No, we head back to the town the way that we came. Because we at least know roughly what it would look like in the dark, so we're not going to get hopefully turned around.
Yeah, most of the party are able to see clearly enough anyway. I mean, there's still the fact that beyond 60 feet, it's just darkness. But it seems fairly safe as you're trundling along. It's a bit rough going for Castellian. I will need a con save. Because you've gone
Alright.
almost most of a day without any sleep at all. By the time you get back to the town, it would be near enough 24 hours. Yeah, you're fine. Your feet are killing you, and there's all the aches and pains that you haven't been able to get rid of. But you don't feel exhausted just yet. It's about the beginning of the morning. The sun's slowly rising up, but at the moment it's still just a little blanket of yellows and reds as you arrive at the cross section and the town gates. There is a little bit of change there. The bodies of the bears and the zombies are just heaped in a big funeral pyre.
Wait, you were about to say dwarf. What?
Well, there were one or two dwarves among the number. But yeah, they've all just been heaped into a funeral pile and are well blackened. The Crimson Guard are still there in their towers. And they open the gate on seeing you.
What time is it around then?
It's getting around sort of 5, 6-ish in the morning.
Do we still have the tavern room?
You rented it for one
Probably
night.
not.
Well,
One of the guards calling down. So, you do the job?
yes, it is done.
The necromancer is gone, and the crypt and its undead pit are sealed off.
Gone. Right. You mean dead, yeah?
No, gone.
Right. Oh, I'll
It's
open
no
the gates.
longer here.
the dead are deader, and the necromancer ran away.
Rain's start the beginning of Rain's legend. The dead are deader.
The dead are the dead. The re-deadening.
She's technically correct. The best kind of correct.
As you step through the gates, once again it's that same familiar mixture of human and halfling housing. There's still the refugee camp in the middle, and it's got a little bit of activity of people milling around, chatting, but there's also just a lot of people coming and going, simple farmers, because they're early people. There's a few simple wagons being hauled around by humans, just pulling them down to the south.
May I suggest breakfast?
Excellent idea.
You can have breakfast. I'm going to get some sleep.
Where?
In our room at the inn.
You rented
So
it
we
for
don't
one
have
night.
any more?
Alright, we only did for one night.
I
Oh,
mean, you could
Cornelius.
always pay again for it.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, Cornelius.
Did all of you make a beeline for the kilt and stirrup?
Yup.
I don't see any reason for me to rent a room. I'm well rested.
Will you not want one later?
Let's see what happens. Let's see if we even need to be in this town for tonight.
We still got something else going on here.
True.
I mean, we've just taken care of the north. There's still the south.
As you're starting to chat
Or
and
we
head,
might actually go off and actually do what we're supposed to be doing.
as you're
Maybe.
chatting and heading into the town center, one of the Crimson Guard is actually running past you. He gives a wave and then just keeps heading for the town, for what you know is the Elder's house, where the boss lives.
Oh, this might be interesting.
Do we want food, or do we want to actually report what we've done to the leader?
Maybe the leader is having breakfast. We can sort of sponge off him while we report.
I mean, yeah. Just
Then again, we've been, almost probably 18 hours or so for most of us without a decent meal. So food first, then worry about what the leader's got to say.
Mr.
I'm on
Prufflewurth
board
votes
with that.
by trying to chew on Rain's shoe lever.
I think both of us agree on that.
Okay, food, head to the tavern.
All right, as you head into the
Tavern it
Kilton,
is. No arguments there.
as you head into the Kilton Stirrup, there's still that cloud of tobacco smoke where there are some pipe enthusiasts, but you can't see them beyond maybe a foot or two. But apart from that, most of the tables are empty. The small halfling girl is still behind the main reception counter and happily waves you in. So you'll be needing that room a second night?
Not sure at the moment.
All right then. So a drink then? Get your day started off right with a hair of a dog.
It's kind of ending, but we'll go with food and breakfast and drink.
All right, that's fair enough.
Drink is breakfast.
Let's see, for a lot of you, and we've only got the one serving, so that'll be the guts of about 12. We've got a fixed stew and a thin porridge.
I'm going to go for the stew.
But we do have plenty on tap, so you're all right there. She winks at the dwarf.
Excellent.
Although I'll be extra. And what about your little monster bear?
Which one?
Oh, sorry, I meant the four-legged one.
Which
Which one on
Well, I mean, a wolf's a wolf, but that's a novelty, that one is.
Oh,
They'll both probably like the stew.
I was about to say, I think Mr. Pufflesworth will eat just about anything.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. That'll be 4 more silver if you want to feed the animals.
Oh, yes.
Just in case of any damages to the bulls. Because we did see what you did to the door.
I have the good grace to look sheepish. That's why he came with me for dinner.
All right, shall we say 5 copper for a bit of replacement wood?
That's fair.
It is. All right, I hope you enjoy your breakfast here.
So what's the total on that?
That'll be 16 silver.
This will have no repercussions whatsoever.
You're lucky we're not charging you for a pillow, but we can just mend that easily enough. The door, that takes work.
Mend that pillow.
Oh, yeah.
Hint,
I
hint.
was about to say, I'll
Did-
mend the pillow before we go.
If she hasn't already done so, because I think we discussed that at some point.
Oh, no, I'm
Yeah,
not
we
fixing
did, and we said
anything until we're
mending.
done.
No. Mending fixes small problems. He
Oh, yeah,
ki-
didn't it shred?
Yeah, he killed that cushion.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Never mind.
That was a murder. She
Why
just
don't I
waves.
suggest we get a chew toy for Pufflesworth?
Droop looks nervous.
That would work. That would work, but I think he would probably obliterate the chew toy.
I was thinking a leather one.
He'd obliterate.
I mean, he hasn't chewed through his harness yet, right?
Couldn't
He's
you just
tried.
have taken a bone from the church, from the graveyard?
I mean, we fought these things
No.
when we were adults, so
I'm not taking bones from people to give to my Pufflesworth.
oh, plenty of non-human bones there. No, no, that's going too dark.
And yeah, she leads you on in. Just sit wherever, I'll serve you up. Gradually,
I grab my chair.
gradually the food starts coming in. From what you can tell from the servers, there's only two of her staff. One is a very old halfling who's managed to develop something that's almost a beard. It's actually his sideburns have managed to descend and grow long enough, and he's tied them below his chin.
I find this slightly offensive.
I
And he's
find this
happily
slightly
serving.
impressive.
At least he's making an attempt.
He looks like he could be 80 to 140 in human years, from how he looks. And the other is a girl who's almost a spitting image of the girl at the reception, but she looks a bit younger and a bit shorter. And yeah, they're just bustling at full speed, getting all the plates and bowls to you. Except for when they come to feed the animals, they leave him in the care of who they assume is the wrangler of all the creatures. Rain. That includes Droops and Zarzul's bowls.
I thought you were going to say Zarzul, the person who can't wrangle animals despite being a ranger.
He doesn't. He
I
has no
was
idea what
thinking
an
they're
animal
giving
is.
the mill to Wolfgang to divvy out.
I thought you were going to say that she even received Zarzul's dinner.
Actually, you know what, Zarzul? Give me a wisdom check.
Most excellent.
You feel like you've got a very good idea of what a squirrel is. You're pretty certain you can
Yes.
identify a squirrel and their habits pretty easily now. You are a kid.
Excellent
He's gonna have to-
nature.
He's
I
going to
will
have
be
to.
natured my will one day.
It just has to get high.
Multi-class into druid.
But only the one creature you can wild shape into. Various
Dire
sizes of
squirrels.
squirrel. He could be the winged pixie squirrel as well. And yeah, the food's good, but again, it seems like normal servings. You're used to the rumors of halflings just stocking up on massive plates, huge towers of food, but this is all just, it's what you need. And about it.
Question. How are the booze?
The booze is
Right
good. It's a
here.
bit, it's not as good as a dwarven brew, but then it never is, but it's pretty strong. Not as good as a dwarven smile, but pretty good.
Bearded smile.
Bearded smile. Well, same thing.
Almost like he doesn't even drink. Jeez.
And it helps push that horrid memory of that fucking awful elf piss you drank earlier. That fancy cask.
Ugh.
Morden smile. Ugh.
Had such a promising name.
So, any conversation and activity? Tell me what you wish to do.
Glug, glug, glug.
Except
I'm
for
going to
him.
feed Mr. Puffles. I'm going to feed Mr. Pufflesworth.
So, what exactly took you so long down there?
We fell in a hole.
It's
With
okay.
that,
Siegfried
I
broke
start
my fall.
bringing out the loot that we grabbed.
There's a few eyes that turn, and you can see one of the heads poke through the smoke cloud to get a look, before retracting slowly back inside.
Don't say that so loud.
Again,
I didn't
the
say
low,
anything. I just,
stealthiest
I
of the
took,
group.
I just take get out of the bag. Let's start off with some of the stuff that we picked up, shall we? You saw the scroll that we gave you. I believe the cloak's already been claimed.
Well, you at least know what it is.
Yep. The wand, I guess we show him that. Let's see, continuing down,
The short sword,
the-
right? Wasn't that?
we got a short sword, a ring, which we are, where are we? Okay. The wand, the cloak, 2 potions that are pulsing, the bone dagger, a ring of magic abrogation. I can't remember. The fancy leather armor. That was also magical. Shiny sword, which was divination. Jar and stuff. That was necromancy. And one etched silver ring, transmutation.
Shall we offer the tome of potatoes to the halflings? See if they can make heads or tails
You
of
do have that 600-page volume. It weighs a lot.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the book of
Yeah.
potatoes.
It has 4 whole pictures of potatoes in it. Oh wait, 6. I think it was 6. For out 600 pages.
Well, Zarzul, how about you figure that out?
I got a better idea. Is there actually writing on the front of it, or as
There-
in a title or anything?
Yeah, it's in halfling though.
Well, I'm going to pick up the book and go and talk to the server and ask them if they might be able to translate at least the title of it.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. What you've got there is weird. I'd actually like to read it out of curiosity. The title, sweetie, is 4 Things to Do with a Potato.
4 things to do with a potato, and it's close to 600 pages.
Yeah. Where'd you find it?
In the tomb.
That's a very weird thing to come across. Suppose you adventuring sorts find that
Yes,
sort of shit all the time. Oh, sorry, forgive my language.
Out of
don't worry.
curiosity,
Tell her.
hearing
what
that,
else
here
was
is
there.
out of curiosity, have you opened the book? It might-
Yes.
You did rifle for the book, yes, and that's where you found it
Okay.
had 6 illustrations of potatoes in it
Okay.
throughout the 600 pages.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a book that just had a hidden cover on it to make people think it was something else.
Like all those ledgers and shit you found.
Precisely.
Well,
Shall we? Let's.
I'm gonna
let's
head back
give
to
the
the
book
group.
to the halflings, just so they can have a read if they're interested.
Alright, I'll have a quick
Got
flick
a-
through. You enjoy the rest of your meal.
Let me take a look at the scroll with the writing on it.
It doesn't take long for you to work it out. It wouldn't have taken long for the others to get an idea of it either, because these are to be used by anyone. It's a scroll of animate dead. Makes
I'm
sense.
surprised.
The rest are just blank, but of good quality.
Can I borrow that animate dead?
Kalimvor watches with
Wondering how long
interest.
that would take.
Nobody die, otherwise we'll be back as servants.
The dwarf suddenly becomes agreeable.
Dwarves don't die; they just fade away.
Dwarves don't die, they just become tree stumps.
No response. Nobody responds.
Cornelius, do you give the scroll of animate dead to the undead hating cleric?
I'm just
I'm
looking
not-
at
I'm not
Cornelius,
taking
just
it.
shaking my head, just making that face. No.
I just leave it on the table.
Well, in that case,
not-
I go
I'll
to
take it.
reach for it.
I'm not getting involved in this. Necromantic magic is not one of my fortes.
So no one stops me?
I just nudge. Hey Cornelius, couldn't you use this?
I would
You're the
rather
spell,
not.
but-
I'd rather
Well-
have someone who at least has some experience with the undead.
Yeah, Zarzul.
I mean, the fun thing about a scroll is you could all cast it.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Who
fine.
has more experience with the undead than
Than the cleric.
undead hunter over here?
The cleric.
No.
Why
Isn't
would
Zarzuela-
undead hunter want to raise the
Target
Mhm.
practice.
undead? And why would a cleric whose whole god is focused on peaceful rest want to raise the dead?
Oh, I didn't say I wanted to raise the dead. I said I wanted it.
She's probably wanting to throw it in the fire.
That's exactly right. Yes, it's going to go right into the furnace, right into the fire.
First they burn the scrolls, then they burn the books, Cornelius.
Fahrenheit 451 D&D edition.
Well, it
In
looks
that
like
case,
no
it's
one's
somebody
stopping you.
stopping me. All right, I'm
Yeah.
going to take it, and then I'll promptly get up to go throw it in the fire.
As it hits the flame, you suddenly realize, oh yeah, magic scroll. Give me a deck save. just from Rain. Thankfully, no one else is near the fire. All right. You take 3 points of fire damage as there is this massive
Puffles
gout
aren't giving me
of
damage.
there is this massive gout of pure black smoke, tinged with little streaks of purple as it continues to spread out throughout the room. It coats the area. It smells horrendous. It is foul, like rotted garbage.
And I
it
just
ta-
stand up and yell, "Lady, if you wanted to do something about disposing it, there are better ways than throwing it directly into a fire."
But that's more satisfying.
I just sniff my underarms, realize it's not me, and go back to my drink.
The weird thing is, the corner with the pipe enthusiasts, once the smoke hits them, they start to cough. Who's lighting fucking horse manure around here? You're ruining a perfectly good shag. Someone get rid of this shit, come on! There's still small pockets as around the table as Droop starts to exhaust himself using prestidigitation. To just bamf out little cubes of it.
I hand the wooden one to Droop to use.
The smoke continues to spread, by the way. It is filling the room. It's thick, it's hard to see, and you can't really make out each other. Your food, the table, anything. And it's getting hard to breathe.
I am okay with this.
I'm not. My drink tastes funny.
I just start whispering to those, "Take the loot and pack it away. We are leaving."
What Pufflesworth?
What the hell happened here? You can't see who's yelling it, but you know the voice. Someone get a fucking window open, come on!
Where is it?
I go to try to find a window.
Also, all of you give me a con save.
Oh, God, fucking...
God damn it, Rain.
No, don't steal my burrito. Sorry.
Oof.
I know, it's just a rat.
Oof.
What was I doing?
Con.
On.
It's a con save if you got proficiency on it, yeah. I think that just leaves Castalia.
I guess, yeah, it doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
Rain, Mulgar, and Castalia,
Worse.
you are fine. The rest of you, you're choking. You're finding it hard to breathe.
Heading for the door.
You remember your way.
Same, pretty much.
Wait,
Yeah,
really?
actually.
I find it hard to breathe.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't. Those three do. Cornelius,
I just
Siegfried, and
pick up
Zarzul
my
are
drink
choking.
and just follow them.
Yeah,
How's
I'm heading
Puffle
outside.
and,
Well, Droop just
And,
aced it there,
Nice.
even at his disadvantage.
He smelled far worse.
So did Pufflesworth.
It's because they're so low, they're closer to the ground. They're actually underneath all the smoke.
Wolfgang is managing to get his breath in, but he's not enjoying this scent at all.
We're heading outside.
Eventually, it is. As you get outside, you do notice there's all this black smoke now pouring out of the windows as they get them open. And gradually it's thinning away, but it looks like the room has been lit on fire to any outside observer.
You're welcome.
Rain, as you emerge from the cloud, there's the halfling woman tapping her foot. Now, I'm not going to point a finger or anything, but you've already cost me a cushion and part of a door. Is it okay if I assume this was your doing?
Only kind of.
That'll be 10 gold, please. Because I'm going to have to clean this whole room, get this smell out, and possibly rebuild my fire once I can see it. I think
at
that
that
sounds
point,
fair, yes?
At that point, I looked to Cornelius because I ain't got that.
I'm looking the other direction.
Cornelius walks past unmolested.
I'm still drinking. I'm just drinking my drink. Carried it with me. Kind of sifting the ash out.
He pours it from the beard a few times.
Yeah, that should work. I don't know how soot covered is my beard.
It's fine, give it a pat or two, it's fine.
All right, yeah, we're fine. Back in business.
Did anyone remember to bring our items outside of the tavern?
Yeah, Siegfried managed to pocket them all, I assume.
Good.
Through the door, I chuck Rain 10 gold from the kitty.
Oh,
Thank-
that's great.
Thank you. Please leave. The rest of them are fine, but I don't think I can really have you under this roof anymore.
Oh, come on.
Have a good day.
That's the response. Oh, come on. How persuasive.
I want it noted that the kobold didn't get us kicked out of the bar. The human did.
The half-elf.
Half elf.
Yes, the elf. or human, depending on how I feel that day.
And she's half-human as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the part that caused this.
Oh, no. The not liking undead bit was.
See, this is
Well,
what happens when you drop out.
As you all stand outside, you got most of your dinner, and there's quite a few people in the camp and the passing streets looking at you. Because it seems like you just set that place on fire. There was a sound of an
let's go see the
explosion,
leader.
and people are watching. There's also the fact that, apart from Cornelius and Droop, you're all pretty sooty.
This is a very sooty adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Surrounded by sooty people. Why?
Well, let's go and
Top
now
side.
that we've eaten, shall we go and talk, see the leader and sort out, make sure he's happy.
Please let me wipe myself off
I was
first.
about to say, yes, let's get cleaned up first.
Where? We're just in-
There is
Yeah,
a
you just
bathhouse, there is horse troughs. There are barrels lying around.
I checked the
Bathhouse sounds
nearest-
good.
I checked the nearest horse trough to see what it's like.
Deep enough for a kobold. There's a few things floating in
enough
it,
for
but
me.
hey, that's not the worst it's
Ah.
you've had.
Well, if you want to be technical, I did have that. I did take that feat where I got some wizard spells, so I can clean myself up.
Oh, you have prestidigitation as well?
Yes.
That's the only reason Cornelius and Droop are fine, because Droop, of course, had to keep Cornelius fine. He is sweating bullets, but he's happy enough.
Did the one seem to help?
No, it just seemed to do the same thing. He waggled it around a bit, and it's now tucked behind one of his ears, sticking out like a pen.
Well, at least it didn't change into do anything bad by the looks, so at least that's a good start.
Oh well, I'll head to the bathhouse, get a quick scrub up, as it were.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like I'm
closed in,
actually
but it
gonna
is a
use
public
it.
bathhouse, and there. As long as you check all your stuff at the front, you can come on in, get a quick rinse. So, did you blow the
Yep.
place up or something?
Talk to the cleric.
No, it was just a lot of soot.
Yeah, ask the elf.
She might not even be there. For
Yeah,
I know, only
prob-
Zarzula's getting the wash.
Oh yeah, true. I'd be out there with Cornelius because now I'm clean.
I'm heading to the bathhouse.
Getting to the
Yeah.
bathhouse.
I mean, my beard has been. I can deal with some beard things, but this is.
It's just a very simple affair. There's two big tubs. One is marginally warm. The other is pretty much as cold as you like. There's a few towels. Mainly, it's just a couple of rough cotton sheets to wrap around yourself. Or there's a few who are just doing it in their drawers. Handful of halflings and humans. There's 2 or 3 dwarfs. And then there's one of the Crimson Guard, and he's still wearing his hood, although the rest of him is exposed. That's a fairly even
Okay.
split.
So how much are we paying for the bathhouse?
It's a copper each.
Worth it.
Mm.
Because, I mean, it's just you're dipping in water.
So
It'll get changed now and again.
it's Siegfried.
Siegfried, Zarzul, Malgern, Castalia.
Wolfgang.
They don't allow
Probably a
pets.
Good idea. Oh,
They were almost going to
I'll
refuse.
clean him.
They were almost going to
I'll clean
refuse
him for
Zarzul.
you. I'll clean him for you.
I imagine Castalia is having an interesting side on her end with sitting amongst the local women in the bathhouse as the.
Well, that's the thing. It's all shared at the moment because most of them go in with some clothing or a sheet around them.
Oh,
There's no separation because that would cost more money. Similar to just have a big pool of water. But she does garner a lot of attention being a tiefling.
I have no shame. It's fine.
I don't care. I just want to get clean.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Castalia?
Just getting clean.
Well, I'm more concerned on the shoulder. If that becomes exposed.
You harlot.
You've already seen her ankles.
There's not enough meat on those ankles.
It's weird, there's 5 of them.
Well, Brigade wouldn't be able to look high enough anyway.
But yeah, it's an alright time, quite pleasant. There is one farmer who manages to sort of shuffle his way along. It's a little weird because as a halfling, and he's more in the human depths, it's just his chin that's above the water. And one arm holding a bottle. Little tipple to enjoy. Heard I saw you lot outside the gates, you were fighting those rotters, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good job, good job. Anyway, you can have a swig. Nothing more. It's powerful stuff. Good potato brand.
It's fine at the moment. We just didn't hear it for a quick dip.
I'm noticing a theme here.
Fair enough, fair enough. So, is that from your latest hijinks and adventure? As he points at the gradually billowing blackness coming off you lot.
The latest misadventure, yes.
Oh man, that's a good life out there. I myself, I've always been content enough with the farms and all. As he sits himself down very close to Siegfried and just sort of makes himself at home. I mean, my pa, he was a wanderlust sort of guy, but me, I was always in the fields, tilling away, nice and content. It's a good life, you know. I mean, you shouldn't turn your nose up at such a thing like that there. Plus, I've got this brie of my own. It's good and powerful too.
That's good to hear.
You get the idea he could keep on talking for quite a while.
Yep. Okay, I'm clean. How do we get?
You're sopping, but there's a few cloths on hand that sort of get what you can off. and you've left an evidence of yourself because it's a while before they change the water, and there's just this gradual black miasma seeping through at the deep end.
That's your
And that's-
problem.
I was gonna say that.
And
That's
thus
not an
raises
ogre.
all the insects who passed away.
I have to ask a question. I'm gonna hate this one.
Oh no.
Is the smoke is the smoke magical?
The smoke is magical, yes.
What have you done?
Perfect.
What have you done?
How many dead rats and stuff are going to be about?
Oh no.
No, the spell itself did not go off because it was destroyed, but it's just the raw magical power had to go somewhere. It's currently going upwards at a rate of knots through the windows.
He was about to create Vermintide.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen this game before. Praise Sigmar. To go find Cousin Ogre.
And I'm assuming Castalia kept covered? You? Oh, wow. We can't currently hear you on Discord.
Are you sure?
Oh.
Oh, now we
Oh,
can.
there we are.
Okay, good.
But yeah,
Yeah, Windows decided to update.
but yeah, did Castalia keep herself covered?
Modestly covered.
Well, I just mean the shoulders.
Hearing.
She's deciding.
Yeah.
While you're coming to that choice, Cornelius, Rain.
No.
You got about 10
What-
minutes to kill.
In the school, yeah, in the school that you went to, did none of you? Who was your teacher that taught you about disposal of magical scrolls?
I'd like to point out that I haven't told anybody I went to school.
No, but I'm assuming that you went to school.
He's making the
because you're a
wrongful
cleric.
assumption that you're educated.
Yeah.
At that point, then I'll probably turn to him and say, "Why'd you assume I went to school?"
Oh no. Wrong answer.
Oh no, I'm doing that on purpose.
Yes, I can see now.
At which point I blink several times and go, "Well, you know I did, right?
You did what?
Go to school."
You just said you didn't.
No, I asked, "Why did you assume?"
Because you're a woman of the cloth.
That doesn't mean anything.
You didn't study your own religion?
Oh, I did, but that was separate. I wouldn't necessarily call that school. Well, there was an equal number of politicking. You don't get a sheet of paper from them, you just get congratulations.
No, but I assume that at least you were educated in what you were doing,
Oh, yes.
making sure that the undead stay dead, for instance. The importance of what you're doing.
Oh, I know that. In case you're wondering, I just wanted to burn it.
I just imagine
most
Cornelius is
convenient.
looking at their like utter scum.
That was the most convenient way of getting rid of it immediately.
Would you throw a flask of fire, what do they call, alchemical fire into a fireplace in order to conveniently get rid of it?
Oh no, because that's not going to be an immediate danger to me.
As they're having this
And
conversation,
it's not in the front.
as they're having this conversation, the cloud of smoke from the tobacco fans have staggered out of the front, still coughing and spluttering. There's still black smoke billowing out of the kilt and stirrup from across the square.
I look mildly proud.
Oh dear.
By this point, the rest of you have caught up.
I'm still mildly proud.
Give me a strength save.
I look
Oh,
at the.
crap.
I'm gonna look at the cloud and say,
Oh
we
crap.
want to get out
Where
of
am I
here.
going?
I'm just gonna reference you all to Discord. That is my expression. My face has kind of been stuck like this the whole time.
There's a strong
It
pull
might
and
even
leash
be
rein
stuck like this forever.
as Mr. Pufflesworth starts to tear into the middle of the square at a high speed. He manages to give you a strong yank and pull you towards a fruit cart.
Oh, no.
He has risen up on his hind legs and starting to paw at what he can.
No. At that point, I try to firmly do the animal handling thing and say no.
Alright, give me an animal handling check.
Only mildly better.
Hang on. He chomps into an apple. Too dumb to listen to you right now.
At which point, I calmly say, how much?
Well, the one he's eaten, that'll be a copper. The 5 or so he's slashed up, that'll be another copper apiece.
Oh, that's fine.
Now, can you get him
I-
off the cart? You can see little
I have
Puffles.
to-
You can see Pufflesworth trying to do small little jumps to try and get himself up right onto the cart.
I tried to yank him away again.
So how did your party spend all its money? Well, we blew up a bar and there were some melons.
Yeah. You managed to tug him down and get right back to where the rest of the group are waiting there. After seeing this display.
And I chuck the copper over because I'm not gonna risk getting him over there again.
And I just look at Rain and going, was this another one of your proud moments?
No, this one was not. He's stronger than he looks.
Mr. Pufflesworth, however, does look very proud. With a face full of crushed apple around his face, clinging to the cheeks.
Bad. Bad.
Give me an animal handling.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you managed to get your point across, and he stops looking so proud and just presses most of his weight against your ankle.
I pick him up.
This is just this massive lump now in her hands.
Well, what's the point of having the harness if this shit's still gonna happen?
That's the great point. Now she's attached to it.
Well, this way he doesn't just run off and I have to run off after him. This way I'm at least
He
attached to
runs
him.
off and
With me on him.
You ever had a big dog? It's exactly the same.
someday he's gonna get bigger.
Right.
Oh god.
Shall we go around and see the leader guy so we can at least get that sorted before we burn down the town?
Yes, please.
Indeed.
As you head for what you know as Elgas Place, another of the Crimson Guard is actually coming out of a door and stops for a moment as he sees you approaching. Oh right, I was just going to inform you lot. The boss is happy to see you on the whole situation thing. Come immediately, please. Well, now I've got to work out what to do. Oh well, toodle.
We
As he
can
just
go
walks
away
on
and come
past.
back if you want.
No, this is all right. I mean, well, I've done my job, so up to you guys. But yeah, toodles. I'm off to the wall.
See ya. We headed inside.
Yeah.
It's much of the same. The guards look a little bit more relaxed since it's been a day since any undead have shown up. And then there's the boss's door with the 2 guards out front.
Are you sure they wouldn't prefer the undead based on what just happened?
That's just mild annoyance.
Alright, I was just asking for you lot. Guess I don't quite rock. Boss, they've shown up. Go on in. Oh, and keep your goblin with you this time. Droop looks a little sheepish as you're all led inside. And then once again,
Why
it's
did
the
you
same
do that
office,
this
the
time?
big desk. There's no seating on your side whatsoever.
Alright, this time I'm keeping an eye on the goblin. not making that mistake twice.
And behind it is the hooded figure of the Crimson Guard boss. There's still his alchemy kit bubbling away behind, and there's a few potion bottles. I just wow, you're all here. I must admit I'm impressed. So, what happened? Do inform.
Well,
The necromancer has left, and the undead have been quite thoroughly smashed, and hopefully the crypt is sealed up.
That's fantastic. Well, good job. Will you be tackling the swamp next?
That is next on our list.
Oh, this is...
Cornelius, you feel a tug on your leg of your trousers as Droop tries to keep himself behind you.
okay.
So you show an interest in alchemy. We found a couple of potions of
on
interest.
that note, I'm not sorry about that there, but I did remember it was pressing business. You, sir, fellow academic, that potion you gave me was actually... Apparently it was most of the way to being a potion of invisibility, but some fool hadn't finished it correctly. As it stands, it might turn you invisible, or it might just give you a nasty explosion in the stomach. But we can't all be pros at this.
Well, glad that no one attempted to try and figure out the simple way of experimentation to see what it would do, huh?
Yeah, it's very good to hear. I must admit, though, it was rather genius the way they'd done it. It would have been much cheaper and more effective. So, yes, sorry about that. The swamp, then.
We did find another potion of interest. I show him one of the potions which is pulsing like a heart.
He leans forward from the table, pulls the hood back, and then just takes a long look at it and just... I've seen this before. Yes, that is a potion of vitality. Actually, quite a useful one to have. You take a swig of that, and your natural healing processes are sort of maximized, and disease is just removed from you. It's a very handy thing to have in bulk when you're traveling. I've brewed quite a few for my gentlemen around me.
Good to know. Good to know.
So about this swamp.
Yes, the swamp. So you're now inclined to try it out, yes. Centuries ago, it used to be where the village was. They tell all these little tall stories and all of it. Oh yes, I've already told you about this. Yes, the hero and all of that there. I want you to take... Her weapon is still there. I'd like you to take that and remove it from the area. As far as I can tell, that's the source of the swamp itself.
Okay, what do we know about what the weapon does, other than create a swamp?
I mean, there's just a few accounts of it was a powerful magical weapon. She used it against... There's a lot of contradictions here. Sometimes they said it was a whip, other times they said she had a bow. But it just seemed to be a powerful weapon. That's about the best I can get consistently out of him.
Okay.
We'll do it. It shouldn't be that hard.
Since you are going there, I will actually...
Compensation.
Sorry.
What's in it for us, guys?
Well, you're happy to
nudge.
keep the whip.
Or whatever it is, yeah, okay.
Actually,
I was about to say.
Actually, there is a little something I could offer. Now, recently, it's actually quite hard to see in the swamp. There's this persistent fog. But a few of my gentlemen did spot that there was a frog hemoth in the area. It stayed for a while and then moved on. it may have left an egg. Now, that would be very useful for my research. Are you familiar with a frog, Hemoth? As he looks to you all.
What role is that?
No,
Some
he's
sort of frog.
So I'm gonna go with if we're asking what role that is, I'm just gonna go with no.
I
Well,
would guess from the name
Zazzle's
alone.
gonna make a
giant
nature
frog.
check.
Let's see. I'd allow a nature check from Zarzul, of course, but also Malgern, and also
God.
Siegfried.
Hey, it's not a 1.
It's not a 1, but it's near enough.
Hey!
Oh,
And yet again,
Oh, God.
Zarzul fails all nature checks.
Yep.
why am I better than you? It doesn't know.
Malgern, you've heard a few stories about among the other mercenaries you've met. They're very powerful, very big creatures, on par with a giant. They have these massive 4 tentacles that just smash and allay, and they also are known for swallowing their victims whole while still alive. They're most noted by they like to submerge themselves fully until just their 3 eye stalks are sticking out of the water surface.
Okay, big boy. So egg, not gonna happen without a fight. Is it worth it? I mean, I don't have to kill it. I just have to get the egg.
You said that it seemed to have moved on. It mightn't even be there.
This
Oh,
is
yes.
true. Yeah. That it could just be below the.
As it stands, it is very difficult terrain, although I'm sure some of you will be able to forage through well enough. That broad chap looks quite good at forging on. There are some nasty creatures, however. We found a few different tracks, but I'm afraid, my gentlemen, we're from Raxis and beyond, so we're not all familiar with the local beasts. I will say some were quite large looking. The prince, at least, probably almost as big as, well, the arm of that dwarven chap.
Okay. Is there a window looking out to the tavern?
Not on this floor, because there's a few buildings to his, blocking that view, but there is a second floor and the tower itself.
Okay, I was just making sure we couldn't see smoke continuing to rise and deciding that we were ready to get out of here.
I mean,
So,
Well,
you're all agreed?
All agreed.
yeah.
Fantastic.
We'll probably just need to pick up some supplies first, and then we probably head out.
Oh yes, whenever you can. It's a growing problem
Just
here, and
yeah, how far is the swamp anyway, roughly?
well, you'll be crossing a few plowed fields, a couple of acres. It shouldn't be more than about 3 or 4 miles. You'll be able to take your horses with you. Until, of course, you get into the outskirts, where it's starting to spread into into actual agricultural fields. That's the main issue. You see, it continues to spread.
So it has
I
been
think-
getting bigger.
Yeah, I think we agreed. Shall we get moving?
Mm-hmm. Get
Mhm.
moving.
Let's go.
As you all walk out, Droop makes sure he doesn't wind up at the back of a group and shuffles out of the door as quickly as possible.
I've been keeping an eye on him. Does he appear to have anything in his hands?
He has nothing in his hands except his other hand, but he looks terrified.
Okay.
Also,
What
as
he
you're
did
led out,
last time,
and you
I don't
stand
remember.
outside. Sorry?
I don't remember what it was he did last time.
Well, he wasn't in the meeting last time. This time he was. But yeah, as you all stand out there, you realize one thing. He didn't say how much he'd pay for the egg.
Fuck. Alright.
And then Droops keeps looking around at all the Crimson Guard. And points down an alley. Come.
Yeah. Excuse me, I think my assistant has some business, some nature calling to do.
Don't do that by a bloody house. Go in the trough with the rest of them.
He's better at nature calling than the kobold.
I ignore the red guard and start walking towards where troopers wanted me to go.
The moment you're out of
red guard, that won't backfire hilariously.
the moment you're out of sight. Glass staff. That's glass staff.
Glass staff.
That was the one. The red brands. He was the boss of them.
Are you absolutely sure?
His brow furrows for a moment as he's trying to think back through the concussions, through the endless beatings of the bugbears. Yes, but he's continuing to think.
Yeah.
Okay. I did start to get my suspicions. He seemed a little too knowledgeable about this invisibility potion. Thank you, Droop. You've done well.
Big grin, and then goes right back to thinking again. Was he right?
Oh god, you're inflating his ego.
It's hard to hear through the cauliflower ears.
And then there's a couple-
Well, if I was there, I'd ask a question, but I'm not. I'm heading to the local store to buy some more rope.
Yeah, it's all there just in the normal price, as it is in the PHP. You can get yourself kitted out. You do also
What
know you've got a
really-
pack full of magic items you have no idea of what their use is.
I was about to say, can we actually review more about stuff like that armor?
Oh, and the sword, maybe?
Piamois?
Yes. Time, man. We're getting there.
Yes, we're carrying an armoire on our back.
Oh, it's almost time, guys.
So what do we need? 50 feet of rope at least?
Yeah, some extra rope would probably be a good idea since we've.
Because we pretty much used it.
I'm not going down next time.
Would that be any?
Well-
Could you say that in character instead?
That is exactly what I said in character.
First the tiefling, now you. God, I'm surrounded by whores.
Oof.
Don't make me light you up.
Watch it. Could make you roll intelligence checks.
I mean, that dwarf is still out there.
Yeah, you managed to find yourself in a place called Galnabret Scuff. It's a nice little shop, much smaller than Barfin's was. It's just a little tiny hallway, and then all his kit is behind him. And it's a fairly chubby human. He looks like he's going after halfling style. He's got the thick sideburns, clean shaven chin, and just resting back on his gut. Hands perched there. So, just a rope for you then.
That and probably 3 flasks of oil.
Oh, certainly, that's near enough, no bother. I'll just take your coin exchange and anything else for you.
Have you got anything else interesting?
Well, I mean, I could do you anything in farming implements if you fancy. You could do with a nice plough. He gives a wink.
No, we're more the adventuring type.
Right. I do have a couple of those red flasks. Apparently very good for the health or something. Do them for
How
about
much are you
24.
selling those for?
24 gold apiece.
24 gold.
Although, do you have it in something lighter? I'm not really going to get the change. Silver and copper is a lot more movable around here.
We do have a lot of silver, I think, from memory.
Yeah, we got 400 silver.
That'll be spiffy
At
then.
least.
You know the exchange rate, it's 10 silver to 1 gold.
Well aware of the exchange rate, thanks to that one asshole.
Those are 2 basic potions of healing.
So that would be what?
That would be 280 silver.
Each, though,
Doing
isn't
it
it?
again.
Oh no,
Are we
correction.
talking?
That'd be 240 silver. Sorry, per. 480 for
Yeah.
both.
We don't have that much silver. But we're flicking a few gold coins, I guess.
Well, fair enough. I'm not saying no to money anyway, and I can probably swap this with a few of the rich folk and the merchants out there in the camp.
Okay, so I hand him the 400 silver plus 8 gold pieces.
There we go. That'll keep me tidy for a few winters. Cheers on doing business with you. You know, if you want anything weird or stuff, there's all them lot in the camp there looking to push for stuff out so they can get some coin and get some guards. Turns out all that fancy shit don't mean nothing when you're stuck in a dead end town like this.
I think we'll probably do that.
Oh
Let's
yes,
not
I forgot.
see if-
I forgot about this
if
during the
there's-
last session. The hand mirror you got, the silver one, also gave off a magical glow.
Okay, I better mention. I know I saw it here. Where's that on the list?
Should be up high, silver hand mirror. Sorry, Scotch, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was about to say that if we were be able to see if there was someone who looked like a more scholarly type to help identify some of the equipment.
There's a lot of colourful types. A few look like they came from a lot of money and then just ditched it all to keep themselves alive. You do see that Rain does get a scowl from yet another of the inhabitants, because it's the merchant she was quite rude to.
I wasn't the only one.
And there's a
I'd like
few
to
of his
point out.
there's a few of his sort. There's a couple in turbans and thick, colourful wraps. A few women with thick glasses and pointed ears. Just give me if you're looking for anyone, any sort of specific job.
Yeah, I would see if I could find someone who looked like they could be like have a bit more
Someone from an
I would
arcane
be able to
background.
just yeah, arcane and the might know the identify spell.
Yeah.
For a price.
Give me investigation with advantage, because you know exactly what you're looking for. Yeah, easy enough. It's the second person you talk to. You ask one, do you know someone with this kind of spell, with a bit of experience, and then they just point you to a very slender-looking elven woman who is trying her best to not just be resting bitch face and failing miserably. She's sitting in a...
I'm following along with Cornelius, by the way.
Well, I assume all of you are.
Well, I've been at the just coming back from the supply store anyway.
Yeah. Well, it just means it's handy to have the loot.
Yeah.
Also, anyway. But yeah, she's a very sort of a bronze skin, a bit tanned. Seems like she might have been near the coast. So you're requesting my services, yes?
Yes. I was wondering if perhaps you could help us identify some of these items we have acquired.
Well, if you're willing to take your time, I will do it for... How many items are you looking to checked over?
Well, for me, it's the wand, definitely. I look. Is
The
anyone
wand-
else?
The one wasn't magical; it was just an arcane focus.
Yeah, it's just a wand.
Oh, okay. So it's just like the whatever I have
Yeah.
to.
It's just a fancy looking wand.
So things we've got: silver hand mirror, shiny bone dagger, a
2,
ring,
3,
lever,
4,
sword,
5,
jar and bits.
6,
Jar with stuff in it. Yeah. And another ring.
7.
Did we include the armor in there? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing he didn't include was the cloak.
Did we?
Which
But we
we've
kind of
got a-
know what it does.
We
kind of
have
figured that
also
one
the
out.
belt and the pouch.
Oh yes, the belt and the pouch,
yes.
and there was a
Right,
second
belt
ring.
pouch.
There were 2
Yeah.
rings.
Yeah, I said 2 rings.
Okay. If you're looking for a rush, I can do this very quickly for 100 gold. If you're willing for me to take time and set this up as proper, that'll only cost 60.
Well,
But that will take over an hour or so.
an hour for all of this.
Yes, for all of it combined. Whereas I can just do it now for the 100 gold, and it will take several minutes.
Well, I think we have time enough to have an hour for other supplies.
Alright,
We
you'll
need
have
more
to
than
make yourselves
rope.
comfortable. She rolls out this very exquisitely marked up. It's got all kinds of sigils and patternings on it, very geometric. As she just kneels down on it. Please give me your first item. And she brings from her pouch a very large pearl, along with an exquisite snowy owl feather, which she just tucks in behind her ear.
Oh, shall we start with the silver? Let's start at the top, shall we? Just work our way down.
Indeed.
Okay, silver hand mirror.
Oh, this is... Let me see here. It's quite a lovely little piece, this. If you stare into it and focus, it will give you illusory makeup for 4 hours. A lovely little beauty mirror, that. It
That sounds
requires
like
no
something
attunement.
Malgern needs.
It requires no attunement. It will work for anyone.
Okay, onto the bone dagger.
She's very loath to touch that. And she actually asked,
Thank you, Ismail.
could one of you set that on the central ring there?
I put it down.
Alright. But now she focuses and calms herself.
It.
She focuses and calms down. Yes, this dagger. It's keener than others and will deal extra necrotic damage to the living. It does require attunement. So yes, it's a +1 dagger and it'll do 1d6 of necrotic as well.
Oof.
The +1 is on hit and
Okay.
damage.
Ring, magic. Yeah, we got one of the rings.
Is it the one for 2 fingers or just the silver one?
That was the silver. The
Abjuration unknown.
which one have I got? We've got each silver ring is listed differently than the other one, so not sure.
There was also one you got from the Kalimvor altar. Oh well, we'll get to them in a minute. The silver one, she says, this... Oh. I believe this is some little joke. Despite being made of beautiful metal and carved from nature's bounty, it will actually give you the cantrip of druidcraft. Should you attune to it. That's the other ring.
Be useful.
That's the other ring. Oh.
Yeah. Well,
This is quite a useful one. This is a ring of spell storing. It already contains 1 charge of the spell shield. Or part of the shield spell. Yes, you can... Let me just double check here on the amount of points you can put into it. Where's my Dungeon Master's Guide? Alright. The ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time. Any creature that's wearing it and attuned to it can cast let's see. Can cast a spell first through 5th level into the ring. See, spell tech. While wearing this ring, you can cast any spells stored in it. The spell uses the slot level, spell save DC, spell attack bonus, and spell casting ability of the original caster, but is otherwise treated as if you cast a spell. So, for example, Cornelius can cast a spell in it. You will use his modifier when you cast that yourself. Alternatively, if Rain casts Bless in it, and someone else uses it, they are the one who counts for using it as concentration. So she'd be able to cast it again herself for concentration. This basically lets anyone have a spell.
Interesting.
So other
Slightly
people can
useful.
heal.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, yes. You
Oh,
could-
yeah.
Yep. You have to cast the spell onto the ring, and it gets stored there.
Okay. Next is the fancy leather armor.
Oh, this is another attunement item, but quite simple. Ingenious in a way. This is a set of shifting leather armor. Mechanically, it'll give you an AC of 12 plus your dex, and it can also change into appearance-wise and contact-wise most forms of normal clothing. It can't look like it's made of metal, but it can look like all kinds of various cloths and materials. It's
I
not.
look
It's also
incredibly
not an
interested.
illusory effect. It will feel and act like clothing. It just can't have any metal on it.
I am clearly rather intrigued.
Which one of y'all has the cloak, just out of curiosity?
Me.
Oh, okay.
It's
It's
right now.
another
It's
piece of
triple
clothing
plaid.
you can change. Seem to be collecting something. I'm noticing a theme here.
I'm getting
Okay.
Fashion
but
is really
it's-
important.
It's
Yeah.
probably the necromancer, so she could probably hide easier. just
Well,
to
no, you
protect
find
her.
that in the chest in the hole.
Oh,
Yeah,
The cloak of many fashions was the necromancer's. You found that among
Yeah.
her personal effects.
Next is the belt and with pouches.
As she's concentrating on this, also of note, you did also take the bodice of the necromancer's outfit. You could have taken the whole thing if you wanted. But yeah, as she's concentrating here, you can see there's some slight furrow to her brow for a moment. This is odd. I have come across items like this before. The inside of each of these pouches is a separate realm where you can place items. The dimensions are rather small, but there's a name that keeps coming out about it. Straven. That's all I seem to get from it. It's not attunement. It seems rather... It just seems strange. And there's the name typed.
Oh, Mr. Pufflesworth can talk? Holy shit!
Straven.
Does that name ring a bell with anybody?
Morgan Freeman is playing the part of Mr. Pufflesworth today. None of you have heard of... I mean, you might have heard of names similar, but you've never heard of Straven. I mean, a surname would help.
Okay.
As you're taking the pouches back, you realize on the inside of the belt buckle, it's carved Straven.
Yeah, it would be about right for us. Short sword.
Well, you were almost fortunate enough to have this. This is a blade of luck. I've heard of a few of these that have a wish inside, although it seems to be expended in this one. Let me see here. Let me just check my book for the exact wording on the effect. It is a +1 short sword. While it is attuned to you, it'll also give you +1 to your saving throws. And you have luck. If the sword is on your person, you can call on its luck, no action required, to reroll one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw you dislike. You must use the second roll. And the property can't be used again until the next dawn.
Yeah, I was. Let's face it, I'm the only one that uses short swords, so yeah.
So does the kobold.
Is it a coincidence that it has luck on it? Just, I mean, try to.
I mean, whoever's got martial training, which I think is most of you, can use it.
Yeah, but I've got a bigger sword.
I've got a hammer.
Well, don't forget
I
this
also
turns
have a
this turns a
hammer.
D6 into basically, you know, your lowest result is 2 and your highest result is 7. Not bad.
Yep. Next on the list, from what I can see, is jar of stuff that we had necro stuff. Looked like necromancy stuff in it.
She's happy to
Which
take that and
means
set
she's
it down.
probably not. Probably I'm going to have to set it down for her.
No, she's happy enough to take that one and put it down because it doesn't look like it's from a person. Let's see, oh, this is. I've seen this before. This is a Keaton's ointment, and it looks like there are 4 doses left in it. As an action, 1 dose of the ointment can be swallowed or applied to the skin. The creature who receives it regains 2d8 plus 2 hit points, ceases to be poisoned, and is cured of any disease.
Sorry, what was that? 2d8?
2d8 plus 2.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yep, you have 4 doses of that.
So it's like that potion of vitality he described. But
Well, no, actually, the potion of vitality. Well, you'd know the results now. For 24 hours after drinking that, when you roll hit dice to recover HP, it'll be maximum,
oh,
and
I
also
just
cures
remembered
any
the
disease
cure
you're
of
suffering from.
poisons
Whereas this is instant healing.
Plus it clears poison.
Clears poison
Yeah.
and disease.
and we're not going to see that going anywhere, right? No? Swamps?
Yeah, we're probably going to need that.
Foreshadowing?
Nope.
And also the vitality potions cleared disease, so that could be quite useful fairly shortly as well.
Just taking notes here.
I mean, you probably think that maybe if you fell in the pool, or the necromancer herself, maybe she needed to get rid of some disease from swimming around in vitrified remains.
Okay. I believe that's all the magic items stuff.
I just picture Siegfried with a parchment. Okay, next on the list. Oh, we're at the end of the list, guys.
Yeah, very
Fine.
effectively could have.
Well done.
Well, I'm glad I could be of help to you.
Thank you very much.
You are of most help.
That is my job.
Not all the help, just most of it.
Oh, a dwarf. And then she just extends her hand for 100 gold.
I
Wasn't
look
it
at
60?
Cornelius.
I thought we said we were going to take the hour one.
Yes, it's 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, 60 I've got noted.
It's like, time someone wants money, just look to Cornelius, right?
And she bows her head. If you ever need such use again, I will hopefully be on the Sword Coast, established. My name is Silencia. Silencia Hallowinter.
So let's see Hallowinter. I will remember this. 5 minutes later. What was the name of that?
Cornelius will remember that.
Who the fuck
Well,
was
I
that
wish you
pointy
good
ears?
luck in getting out of here.
I
Oh,
wish
the
myself
second
that
name?
every morning.
Thunderwinter? Maybe?
Safe travels. And she just rolls her mat up again, then sits by her tent because she's got nothing else to do for the rest of the day.
Well, that was the highlight of my day. It's like,
Nothing you can do when you're stuck in a town because you can't move on because it's fucking dangerous.
We've
We
got
did
rid
a
of
good
most of the danger. Most.
Think about what you met on the way there.
yes.
Not all of it's
There's only a
dead.
few spiders.
For now.
Actually, true, the spiders are out there a bit.
Gotta sleep sometime.
Yep.
That's
Okay, so
Can I get a potion
I
of
think
not
we're
sleeping
ready.
or something?
So, out of the stuff, who wants what? I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up with the sword.
He says that as he clutches it against his chest.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm gonna wind up with the
probably
sword, my baby, my
sword.
precious baby. Never leave me.
Who wants the ring? who wants the ring of spell storage? Is the biggest question, I think.
I will suggest that somebody who can't heal uses it, because then I can put heal spells in it, and that way other
You-
people can do things.
You could put any spell up to level 5 in it.
Could put the one of the AoE healing spells on, so it's the panic button.
It doesn't change
Agreed.
the casting time. So you could put in mass healing word, yes, but prayer of healing still takes 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, it would be the other one.
Also quite handy for concentration spells, because you could put it on, say, Malgern or Castalia, who have decent con modifiers, sort of. And they'd get their con saves with it.
I mean, I have
Actually,
almost top con.
actually, I think the Kobold might have proficiency in it.
I could also put a at some point, if we know there's going to be a lot of climbing, I could put a spider climb on it and give it to the thief. You
We
just have
could
to
just
keep
leave-
concentrated.
We could just leave it as a group resource.
Exactly.
I think that's a wise idea.
As Droop carves his name
Because
into
I
it.
can think of quite a few other ideas to put into it.
But I would probably suggest for now the mass healing word as a panic button.
I have a different question.
For now.
Do we actually have to use the spell that's in it before we can put another one in it?
Probably.
Just checking,
Got the
actually.
shield spell in it at the moment.
It doesn't say. I imagine since you're attuned to it, you can just clear it out.
Was it the one that you had to attune?
That's what I mean. It is the ring is
Yep.
attunement, so I'm figuring once you're attuned, you can just clear the spell out. Like you
Yes,
just
but
pull
if
the
it's
chain.
attuned, then doesn't the person that's actually holding it have to be attuned to use it, or is it attuned to the person that casts the stuff in it?
Any creature can cast a spell on the ring.
Okay, so the person that puts the spells in has to be attuned.
No,
No.
other way
No.
around.
No,
The person who
who's
casts the
attuned
spell,
can use the spell,
from the ring has to be attuned to it.
but anyone
So
can put a
Siegfried can
spell
wear
in
it, and Cornelius and Rain can put spells into it.
Yeah.
It's also
Which
good
I
for
do.
it's also good for, say, a warlock who has 2 spell slots currently. In a way, it's good for everyone.
Let the fighting commence.
I somewhat suggest Siegfried just because he tends to die a lot.
Can't argue that. I mean, that's a pretty convincing argument.
You've gone down as much as he has in this campaign.
Have I?
No, Rain has.
Oh, not me.
Well, I went down once.
I
That
mean-
was a special circumstance.
I mean, at the
That was
moment,
greed.
the,
The special circumstance was greed.
I mean, at the moment with the shield spell on, it would give Siegfried a
Plus
plus
5.
5 saving throw.
Well, not the saving throw, but a +5 to his AC.
Yeah, through AC. Yeah.
I can also put some of the defensive stuff I have, if
Mm-hmm.
need be. Such
And
as mirror image.
You
Or
can just
if you're
keep
looking for more offensive, I can put elemental weapons in it.
and you can just keep swapping it around.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, better question. Who wants to hold on to the potions? Or a potion and then split it between us?
Of possibly invincibility. Like I said, it might also just blow
I
up
was
your
meaning
stomach.
I was meaning the healing potions that I grabbed. I grabbed 2 of them.
Mm.
I'll take one.
You want to give the other one to Droop to shove down people's throats as needed?
Droop
Oh,
is
I
waving
don't
his
trust
hand.
that.
So shove down Siegfried's
Hey,
throat
he's-
when needed.
Done
I
it
think
once before.
Siegfried should take the other one.
Droop has
Yeah.
genuinely saved Siegfried's life.
Yeah. Droop is a good assistant.
I mean, okay, Siegfried was technically already awake and all, but he needed the extra healing. As he rose from unconsciousness, the glass bottle was just forced in. It's on you guys out. He is raising his hand up.
I suggest Siegfried.
With the amount of time Siegfried has gotten, well, thoroughly beaten.
The two women chattering above Siegfried as he just slumps lower.
You gonna take that, buddy?
Oh yeah.
So that's what
Do
the
not
S.
piss off the healer.
So it turns out the S
And
stands for
insult to
Siegfried.
him, but his face seems to attract injury.
And he also can't really run as fast right now because of the ankle.
Yeah, why haven't you fixed that, healer?
I did fix that! You don't want to know what it was like before I fixed it.
Ooh.
It was a. It was a crater in the shape of a dwarf's head.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I can't see anything under all this shade.
It's not my fault that the dwarf's a fat ass and fell on him.
Do I need to post that look a third time? It's already intensified. I don't think.
Okay, so Brigia and Siegfried for the healing potions then.
Mm-hmm.
The Shining Bone Dagger at the moment is up for grabs for anybody.
Not touching it. Troop
Can
can
I
have it,
throw
though.
it? It's like,
I'm
Yeah.
okay with this.
Zarzil wanted.
I already have short swords, which will probably work out
This
similar,
does,
I guess.
this does more.
Sure.
It's a, it's a D4 plus modifier and a D6.
But it does necrotic.
Yeah, so
Means
long as you're
you-
not
you
stabbing a
stand
ghost,
to
you
them.
should be fine.
yeah.
It's not like I
Shut
drain a
up.
ghost or anything.
Yeah, it's not like you try to suck the life out of a ghost. Who do that?
But I'm actually not wanting to carry it on my person at the moment. I tried to contact a god of life, and having a dagger of death on me might be a bad idea for a little while.
Come on, it's not like a sword is good or evil. Wait a minute, this is D&D. Yes, a sword can be good and evil.
I was gonna say, think about it.
I'm actually eyeing up the Ring of Druidcraft.
I don't think anyone's going to fight you for it.
Okay, so at the moment the dagger's still in Kitty then.
I vote Droop.
You really want to give him a weapon?
I mean,
He's been helpful before with a spoon.
yeah.
And
I
he has,
mean,
and he has a taser handhold.
I think Droop has earned a weapon, right, Droop?
He got the wand.
Yeah. I mean, what?
Oh yeah, you could have the focus.
Oh, okay. Does this make me a real wizard yet?
Yes.
We still gotta get him a spell book, don't we?
oh no.
You know, so he might actually be able to use those level 1 slots that he might have.
He may or may not have. Yeah.
Yeah. How
Actually-
how does the troop actually have his spells?
He has cantrips. He has no spells because he has no spell book.
Okay, different question then. What counts as a spell book?
A blank book he can copy spells into. Or you can find some of her mage's spell book and give it to him.
Can we give him one of the empty
could
scrolls?
have, technically, then we could have got him a blank book and given him the raised dead scroll for him to learn his first spell. Oh dear.
Would we?
Oh,
Would
that's
we really
just what
want-
we need.
Yeah.
I'm helping.
I was about to say, no, that's a horrible idea.
Malgurn, get up! High five!
Okay. Okay. Continuing down, seeing as we're not too sure on the dagger. Spell storage ring at the moment is going towards me for some reason.
He's just festooned, alright. Remember, you've only got 3 slots for attunement.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Because technically, with the sword, that's using 2 of mine. So leaving
Yep,
me with
sword in the ring.
one left.
Yep. Because he's already got his ring of protection, which is attunement. And after double checking a few things,
Right?
after double checking a few things, the boots are 1. So are the gauntlets. For some reason, the
about the
module just
tosser?
doesn't have that written in.
Did
The
I have
tosser
to
is
attune to the
the tosser is attunement, so it can come back to you.
Okay, so I have 2 then, the boots and the...
I can take the Ring of Druidcraft if that's not an issue.
Is it an issue, Zarzul?
I was sort of checking that one out. It sounded fun.
If you want it, by all means.
You can always palm it off
Yep.
sometime. You don't have to keep them. Remember, children, it's important to share.
That's what we're trying to do.
Never.
What is sharing? Sharing is caring.
I don't care about any of these people.
Remember, Malgern, there's no I in team. But there is
There is
victory.
Yeah.
There is an I in team if you write it in bubble letters.
No, what was that? There's an I in team? Yeah, there's no I in team. Yes, there is. I found it. It's in the A-hole.
Yeah, it's called me.
Yeah. There is no I in team, but there is me. Yeah.
Sharing is caring, teamwork makes the dream work, and gank the mage. Lessons of life.
Okay. Seeing as we can switch the attunements later, I believe.
Yep,
or
it just
stuff.
takes an hour of sitting with it.
Okay, so that means I'm
like that
technically I'm
familiar.
2.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah. But
That means that's an interesting question that comes up. It just came into my mind, but we won't go into that.
Go ahead. No, do ask.
Could you put find familiar into that ring?
It would still
And who would it
require
go to?
require the materials.
Yeah, but who would this familiar get attached to?
It would be attached to the one who is attuned to it. That's the point. It does say that whoever casts the spell is the one the spell basically was cast by, although they use the modifiers of the other people. So yes, you could get your owl back. As long as you have the 25 gold's worth of stuff.
Interesting thought. Anyway,
Then I could kill it again. And then he could completely forget it even existed.
okay, so the armor's going to Rain. Let's see, going through our list again.
The hand mirror can go to anyone.
And Mo is sitting in kitty for whoever needs to do some makeup.
Droop looks in the hand mirror. When he looks
He'll be
away,
the
he
prettiest
has
doll of
incredibly
all.
thick mascara. It's got that like Egyptian eye spike to it.
I have a better question. Does he have a curly mustache kind of made up in mascara on his face?
Nope, just the eye, just right now the mascara. But there is a little hint if you look in a blush on his cheeks, but it's like a green tint, so it blends in very well.
I give him a high 5.
He gives you a middle 5. That's about all he can jump.
Oh well, shall we get the stuff attuned that we've divvied up and then get ready to move on before the lady from the tavern wants to kill us?
Yes.
Incidentally, as you're walking away down south, you can still look back and see there's still black smoke coming out of the inn. It's a lot thinner now, and it's only coming out of one window, but it's still voluminous.
That's the one thing. How much for a small book from the trade guy?
Uh,
The,
it's got to be a specific quality of book to be a spell book. Let me just check here. He probably would have it on hand, but I need to check for pricing.
Actually, how much of the Necromancer's journal has been written in?
There's
I
still...
thought it was just about full, and all the pages, most of the pages have been torn out anyway.
Yeah, there's only like out of what's left, about 2/3 has already been written in. There's not much left in it. Let's see here.
Well, does he need many pages for spells?
That's why I was asking about it.
Probably.
I mean, technically wouldn't worry
That's
too
why I
much
asked
about
about a
it.
small book.
Oh, hang on. Spellbook is a separate thing.
It's got 50G here in the adventurer's gear.
Yeah, 50 gold. The trader wouldn't have one on stock, but he'd be able to easily point you at one of the richer folk in a refugee camp that would have one to sell off. If you want, you can try to haggle for it if you want.
Do we
Probably
want
do.
Droop to have spells? That's the question.
He's going to get 8 spells as a first level wizard.
I mean, I'm training him as a wizard.
Maybe you could train him to cast Identify.
Yeah?
Among other things, yes. But are we assuming that he learns them on level up, or are we assuming that we're going to have to find scrolls for him?
He's going to be able to work a few things out, plus he could probably copy down anything in Cornelius' book. Provided he was allowed to look at it.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be able to identify it just yet.
No, he'll be able to work a few things out. It's sort of like magical inspiration.
Okay, I'm going to have a look to go into the group of people and see if we can find a book that's a high enough quality for a spell book for Droop.
I'll follow along, and if we find any cheap books that are empty, I might consider a purchase.
Oh, if you want a normal blank book, yeah, you can get that at the dealer for 25 gold.
Mm.
So you may have to go looking to the rest of the party for a loan.
Yeah, no, not that important.
We've still got out of the stuff that we picked up. Let's see.
There's still about 30 pages left in the journal.
I think I'll start with that, and then when I have to, I'll upgrade.
We've still got about 150 gold from the stuff that we've picked up in the group holdings at the moment.
But those aren't
the gold on me.
Those aren't
So
in
I'm
coin
guessing-
though.
No, that is we had 232 gold minus whatever we've spent so far, which looks to be 70, 71 gold, 78 gold.
Yeah, as you're roaming around the tents, having a few talks, you can see there's a couple of families. There's a few people who just look really out of place. Quite a few on the west side of the camp are actually very tanned, very dusty. They don't look too far off the dwarven merchant you actually saw on the way there. And then one of them just went, "Oh, spellbook," and it's a very wizened sort of gnome. Like his nose, to all accounts and purposes, seems to be drooping in front of his mouth, like it's covering it. But as he gives you a profile, you can see it's just huge. It's about 2 inches long. Spellbook, yeah, I do have. I have 2 available. One's fully blank. The other, I wasn't able to get rid of the first spell in it, but yes, let me just show you. This is the entirely blank one, as he just rummages around for a bit and pulls out. It's a human-sized book, and it's a very sort of understated book. It's just got a little bit of a silver filigree on the edges, but no real patterns or anything on the front. It's just plain blue.
A nice solid book. Yeah. And the other one?
The other one he brings out, it's a very dark, rich green, and it does have a very large what's the word for it? It's like an equinox star symbol. You know, it's where it's got the spikes on the top and then the one long one below. I don't know what the actual term for that is. But yeah, it's just got that
Gordy?
pressed into the front.
Yes, and what's the spell that's currently in that one, if you know?
It's a spell called what was it now again? So he just flips through and has a look. It's Chaos Bolt.
That sounds dangerous.
Oh,
That
I
doesn't
assure you,
sound
it's
different.
just a first level spell. It's something for a beginner. It's just I couldn't get rid of it.
Okay.
Not without damaging it.
And how much are you looking for
I don't like
each
to
of the
damage
books?
for books. I like to keep them pristine and just nice for my customers. What were you saying? Sorry.
How much are you looking for?
Oh, the blank one. Well, it's pristine and very lovely. I would need the full 50 gold for that.
And
For
the other one?
the one with the spell, I'm willing to cut the price a little because it's already been written in, but it is beautiful handwriting, as you can see. Just look at this calligraphy. This one I'd have to go for 45.
Yeah, I think I'll go for the 45.
Oh, it's a pleasure doing business with you.
Yes, thank you
He
very
just
much.
reaches out and he's got this little tiny wizened hand. It almost looks like the skeleton, the halfling skeleton hands that you were trying to scrab at you. As he just reaches out for a little handshake.
I hand over the gold, shake his hand, and try and suppress the post-stress disorder I've
Yeah,
got.
he's able to grab around two of your fingers in a tight little grip. You can feel that there is no strength in it whatsoever. It's a wonder he was able to even lift the books. Thank you for your purchase and have a wonderful day. As he just starts scooting back into his tent.
Okay, I go back and hand the book to Droop and say, "Here's your spell book.
His
There's
eyes
even a spell
widen.
in there."
As you're about to give it to him, I just reach out. Let me just check is everything is in order.
And he starts to jump at the book, trying to grab at it.
No, I want to make sure that my apprentice is getting.
It's not like that book I found in your room. It's fine. It's my spell book.
It is. I'm just checking.
I gave you back the parchments and the illustrations.
I didn't mean to.
And yeah, as far as you can tell, it's a very nice spell. You might want to keep it for yourself.
Can I just copy it over to my own book?
You would be able to, given a bit of time and cash.
And cash.
Yeah, it would be a little cheap. It would be a little cheaper than copying from a scroll. But yeah,
All right.
it's a very well written spell formula. Although the handwriting not all that familiar. Looks like it might not have been from a native common speaker.
Well, Droop, you're going to have to remember, this is a very serious responsibility.
Absolutely. So
As I kind of just
it's mine.
kind of do the as I hand him over the book, I just do the quick pull back before he snatches it, and then let him get it.
Yeah. And then he flips open the cover and starts to scrawl his name in it. Property of Droop Descent. Esquire. He is incredibly chuffed. He is grinning with his broken teeth and just happily hugging the book to him.
We should probably get some harnesses for you to actually be able to properly carry the book.
I can find something.
Let's head back to it and start heading toward. Actually, how much longer before our warlock falls over from how tired she is.
She could probably push another day, but then it's gonna start getting harder. Basically, you can stay up as long. You can stay up as many days as your con modifier without too much concern.
Okay, what's the time at the moment, seeing as we've fluffed about a bit a lot?
Yeah, it's roundabout. It's getting about 10 a.m. Getting near 11. It's
Okay,
still a bit of a grey day. You can't really see much sunlight.
Okay,
cool.
my next question: when you tune for an item, does it need to be? Oh, seeing as I'm looking at two of them,
I'll let
Is it
you
an
get
hour?
2 in 1 hour.
okay, just checking.
Yeah. It's basically just something you can do on any short rest.
Okay, how does the I know that people would probably like to stay in the inn in bits and pieces, but how does the idea of at least heading out to where the swamp starts and then taking a bit of a rest to get everybody ready for going through the swamp?
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, less walking after we finish.
I mean, you have been told you could take your carriage and the horses.
Yeah.
You couldn't take them into the swamp, but you could take them up to the edge of it.
Yeah. And then we could just camp at the
Yeah.
wagon before we continue.
The trip there is all plowed fields, so there are pathways for carts and horses.
Okay, so how's the idea? We go there, we tune for our items, and get a bit of a rest in, and then head into the swamp.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
All right.
Have we got all the supplies we need? I grabbed some more rope, which is another 50 feet, and
Yeah, all
some
you got
oil.
was some rope and oil.
Anybody need anything else?
Good, we can oil the rope.
Meanwhile, Rain's sitting there in the necromancer's corset, writing into her journal.
Do we need to get some? Hold on, give her the hand mirror so she can get the full goth look going on.
Oh no. But besides, I have to get the armor on, and then I will change it around. I'll look different.
Can I get some more arrows? I seem to be chewing through them and leaving a few behind occasionally.
Yeah, you can stock up on those. They've got plenty. As you know, there is a hunting society here.
Come here, Puffles.
Let's see, crossbow bolts we're talking about, or arrows? No, it would be arrows, wouldn't it?
I was going to get arrows, but I better get a few more crossbow bolts as well.
Mm-hmm. As you
20
find
for one
the
gold piece.
supplier's store of just another hunting lodge, you do pass by that same halfling man that you met out in the cabin. He is not pleased to see you and continues to walk very quickly away.
Ow, Puffles.
I don't know. You save a man's life or a halfling's life, and he never forgives you for it. Oh well.
And they're just the listed price in the PHP. Actually, the arrows would be a little cheaper because they did hear about how you killed the zombie, so knock 2 gold off their price. Are they in gold? I think they're in actually in silver or copper or something.
No, the one gold per 20.
Alright, so they're 8 silver per 20.
So you want a bundle of each?
Yeah.
I wasn't believing it when he said, "You are a little dragon dude."
Yeah. You get around.
You're one of them kobolds, right?
Yeah, that's one of me. Yeah, at least you know what I am.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
don't
I've
even know
not
that.
heard anything good about them. They're usually shitty little trap flingers, and they just die in their droves and cowards and all that there. But I guess there's some difference. There's a few exceptions. Like me, I am fucking skinny for a halfling. As he just holds out this big pot belly,
Oh yes.
practically
There's all
anorexic.
types of- Yep. There's all different types of people in all different places.
Oh, that's good.
You can't judge a person by what he is.
All right, so you lot are people then. Okay, that's nice to know.
Oh yes.
I always thought you were just these little monsters. I didn't even know you talked.
Oh, back when I was originally brought up, they just told me you were little fat dudes who just ate everything. But yes, you're good guys.
Well, some of us stay that way. Not me, though. I'm quite svelte. Yeah. So thanks for taking on the zombies and all. That's real nice of you.
Yes, we're about to head south out of town to
Oh,
see if
you're
we
heading
can deal
down
with
there.
the swamp. Yeah, is there any info or advice you could give us for our trek down?
I just know the stories about my granddad and all told me about how what was it? He said it was orcs, but then Mady, Maxie's girls. No, wait a minute. What am I talking about? It was Maxie's grandma's cousin. She used to talk about how it was actually goblins that came out. But yeah, this elven woman, she strode out. She just smote them down while we were getting away. Apparently, like the town garrison were meant to help her, but they didn't. But I mean, that's not what we're really meant to do. We're meant to get out of there and keep, build up a farm again. But she seemed to have done all right. Nothing chased us. As for the swamp itself, I mean, I've never been there, and Al Tyrone and Al Jeffries, they've not. Jeffries might have. Nah, I don't think any of my boys have gone that way. We usually just stick to the forest to the west.
Okay. Oh well, we shall see what we can find down there.
Yeah, watch your foot. Oh, actually, there is these wee worm things. They're nasty critters, so keep a bit of. They don't like torch fire. Don't like to be lit up.
Okay.
But they're different from the other ones. So you wanna burn the ones that are like white and fat. They're about the thickness of my thumb here. You want to burn those. You don't want to burn the ones that are smooth and black and about the same size. That'll be bad for you. That'll get you an infection.
Okay, what do you do when you come into into those? Just
you just sort of wait for them. They're just going to take a bit of blood from you. It'll be fine. If you really need to get them off, though, you could always try to. If you've got a really good knife and a good friend with a steady hand, that might give you a chance.
Okay. Vinegar any good on them?
No, you don't want to do anything that'll make them sort of like flinch or whatever. Oh, actually, there is a remedy me ma used to talk about. She used to say you smear your calves with horse dung, and they don't like that. They don't like waste. They like something that's living.
Ah, interesting.
I mean, I don't know if it'll work, but you're happy to help yourself.
Okay, thanks for the advice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for broadening my horizons. I found out the kobold are people.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, you make your transaction. It's all very chipper. So, rest of the party.
Probably trying to get out the gate before the halfling comes to thump us.
Yeah.
Acquire the the cart.
Yeah. You've got a few miles, so it'll only take about an hour and a half and all, but it gives you time to get accustomed to your new magic items. Along the way, though, from Cornelius's pouch, you do hear the sound of, "Is there any race that you'd quite fancy the look of?"
And I take the stone out because I've forgotten about it, and I'm tossing it as far as I can.
Droop watches it as it sails through the air. Aww.
You have a spell book now. Whatever magic you shall recite,
Yeah,
that
but
book
it
will
was
be more
interesting.
powerful. No, it wasn't.
I mean, I once had a crush on a hobgoblin girl. She had this really cute nose.
Fascinating.
I shake my head and I start scribing down in the book.
Actually, I can let you do that. Hang on. As long as you don't delete anything in the Necromancer's journal, I can give you editing power over it.
Oh dear.
If you want to note down any specific things. There we go. Let's see here. Actually, I'll copy this into my GM notes so it's all preserved. And done. There we go. So you can start adding to that as you wish.
Oh, magical.
So yeah, there's there's Droop's answer hanging in the air.
I ignore the question.
I think most of us do. I think I put a bit of a period mark on that entire exclamation mark on that entire line of questioning.
Actually, I turn and I look at Malgern and say, "What do you like?"
I can't see the. Oh. I mean, nice 250-pound dwarf with the facial hair that you can hang on to. Yeah.
Do you mean a
I'm
girl
not
one or a
surprised.
boy one?
All right, hold on. Okay, don't slap him. These 250-pound dwarf, something's some meat on their bones.
You can hang on to.
Hang on to, yeah.
God, that film was dreadful.
No, that
Puffles
was
worth
fucking
off
great.
of my shoulder.
On that note, give me a strength save.
I will note I'm in the cart now.
Yep, so is he.
And the real Pufflesworth just got away.
Yep. He tries, but there's just nothing. He's just sat there. It's just that sort of angry cat syndrome where you've got him in a hug, and he's just sitting there as a lump. His little stubby his little stubby front legs over the top of your arms, and then the body just stretching out below.
Trying to be the fluid cat.
Yep.
Does he have a sour look on his face?
I mean, he's actually pretty content. It's just he wanted to wriggle about and cause trouble. And yeah, gradually you start to gain an understanding with the gear you have. It all starts to feel quite fluid. That short sword of luck, you feel bolstered. You feel strong now, and it just flows fluidly in your grip, just like the blade you've been using for years.
By the way, did anyone check the pouches on that belt with dimensional pouches?
No, nobody's actually checked to see if there's anything inside. If you want to check.
Also, no one claimed them.
We did shove something in one of the pockets.
You tested out an arrow. You put that in and then took it out again.
Did
And
those,
and the pouch didn't want to let it go.
And also, no one suggested that I'll wear this.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
No, it's still in the kitty.
There we go.
so if you
Cornelius
wanna
has it
grab
now. He is wearing
Adam.
Straven storage.
And I'm gonna check if there's already something in the pouches.
How?
Might I suggest if you got any rings, take them off first because you might lose them.
Fair enough. Take off my 2 platinum rings that I found some time ago. Not
Never found
magical,
someone to give a
but-
second ring to, huh?
Nope.
So, how are you going to inspect these bags?
Well, I guess I'll open it and look into it first.
Yep, as you flip it open, you can see it's just darkness. You see about an inch or two of the interior of the bag, but then it's just a dark pit.
Well, next thing I do, I put my fingers into the bag.
You feel around, you can't feel the sides. Man, it just feels like there's nothing there.
You probably have to know that something's in there before I can pull it out.
There was multiple pouches, if I remember rightly.
There are 6 pouches, two large rectangle ones that look like they could, they look like they were originally made for arrows and bolts.
Well, I guess I'll check the rest of the pouches.
All seems to be the same. They fit your hand easily, but it just seems like you're grabbing into a void.
That's good to know.
You know what? Give me an intelligence check or Arcana.
Load up. Oh, right. It's because it's in the wrong. There we go.
Let's see. You've heard stories about bags of holding and whatnot. I mean, interdimensional storage is quite a useful thing. Gets whispered about. It seems to be a common item enough. You're familiar with it. If it's ripped, then the items are taken to the astral plane and then just scattered around randomly. If two of them enter each other, like if you put a bag of holding inside a bag of holding, it rips a hole into the astral plane which sucks people in. Which is quite nasty. You also know that if you just unfold it, the contents will spill out.
Well, I guess I'll start doing that, see if it brings any results.
As you start unfolding the small ones,
Yeah,
nothing
sure.
seems to...
Oh, I thought you were asking if I started with the small ones.
Yeah. Yeah, as you start spilling them out, there's a bit of fluff. 2 copper coins do come free, although one of them looks chewed on. The teeth are very small, though. Something akin to a rodent. As you get to the large ones, the first one you empty out, which was on the left side, 4 arrows come out of it. And they have small runes etched in the length of it. When you empty out the other one, a full hood with a small mantle around it comes out. It's tattered and torn looking. There's holes in it.
I can fix that.
Does it look like anything particular about it, or just a regular hood?
It's a deep purple, it's quite old looking, but you do notice, strangely, the interior of it is very dark, and it continues to be dark even as you lean it back and all. As you try to pull it sort of, like invert it, it just seems to lose the darkness. You can see the back of it. If you look through the holes in the hood, you can't see through them. You just see black spots.
That's different.
Well, see if we can find someone to have a better look at this at some point, and I put them back into the pouches.
I mean, you could also just attune to them.
Yeah, you could just put it on, or have Droop put it on if you're worried.
Just putting it out there.
You know
I'm
what?
out
I'll
of attunement
volunteer.
slots.
I'll volunteer as tribute. I'll put it on.
And she was never heard from again.
As you pop it on,
Okay.
the darkness that you see inside the hood when it's pulled up, it peels back for a moment to reveal Rain's face. And as time passes, the darkness starts to creep forward across her features. Until finally her entire visage is gone. But she's able to see out. The problem is, Rain, you can only see through your dark vision senses. It's daylight outside still. It's practically noon. But you can only see in shades of grey up to 60 feet.
This sounds interesting.
Now, here's the real question. Can I take it off?
How do you take it off? Do you just put the
I
hood back,
go
or do you pull the whole thing off?
I put the hood back.
You're able to see fine again. It's all your daylight senses. You can see out to the fields. Quite beautiful, in fact. You can see the farmers working. You can see the rest of the party, who for a while there, Rain didn't look like she had a head. There was just a black hole in that hood.
Alright, so now let's see what happens if I actually try to take it off.
It just comes off.
Okay.
The kobold is very interested in this hood.
Yeah, I was about to say that seems like a good idea. Do you want it?
Yes, it sounds interesting.
Let me mend it up for you then.
You try to use mending on it.
Yes.
It does nothing.
Oh.
The spell just seems to get blocked by something.
Oh. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Here you go.
Well played.
Does the hood fit?
It will resize when you attune to it. For now, it's sort of dwarfs you. It looks like it's for a proper medium humanoid.
So
Okay.
it's just sitting over your snout now.
Yep, a lot of his face is poking out, but the rest of it is starting to get lost.
Yep. This sounds good. As I walk into the side of the cart.
So you take your time to attune to it. You do eventually reach your destination as well. You are at the swamp, and there's this thick fog of cloud. You can't see more than 30 feet into it. It is dense. Everything reeks of just decaying vegetation. There's occasional little bloops and bubbles heard in distance, and things moving. As for you, Zarzul, you still got that little nag at the back of your head that you're in daylight. Still got that little feeling that you should be in a cave somewhere. Somewhere nice and soothing and calm and dark. You can see for your
Okay,
dark
so-
vision, but you're getting a feel for, yeah, I can see my 60 feet. This is all right.
Okay.
You feel yourself
People
calm down a
can't see
little.
my... Okay, excellent.
Now, before we continue on, I think there is something important I should mention. There was something that Droop has put my to attention on.
Oh?
Siegfried, well, you probably wouldn't be much aware of it, but Siegfried and Malgern, I believe that our suspicions about the color of these guards were true to begin with. It seems like the former leader of the Red Cloaks are indeed the man we were speaking to in the office.
I'm trying to actually figure out how Droop would have actually known.
Droop, don't forget you met in the basement of Trendar Manor. He'd been there for quite a while.
Okay. So, Droop, how did you identify him as the person?
I knew his voice. He used to yell at the bugbears.
Okay, at least that's something.
He also looks like Glassstaff, I guess. But he also used to call the Red Brands his gentlemen. I think. He might have called them gents. Maybe he just called one of them gentlemen. Maybe that was his name. Or maybe he was just a gentleman. He slowly starts to look away from you and into his spell book.
Does anybody want to explain this?
Previous adventures.
Well, no, you could explain it in character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm asking for it in character.
Rain, Castalia, and Zarzul have no idea on the previous adventure.
So, from the town we met in, they had a problem with organized criminal. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. A criminal organization. There we go. That's what I was going for. And known as the. What is the Red Cloaks they were called?
Red Brands.
Red Brands.
Yep,
Sorry.
for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know, none of them
No,
were branded.
Yeah. Known as the Red Brands, who had basically taken over the town. And they also had something to do with some of the other troubles in around the area. And, well, as you can see with the necromancer, it went about as well. We pretty much dismantled the organization, except for the actual head of the organization.
You also slept in his bed.
You have no proof of that.
Droop knows.
Troop sees everything.
So, in other words, the person we might have been dealing with in that town might not be scrupulous.
Yes, I think we should be careful. While I do believe that the destruction of the undead was in everyone's interest, we might be more cautious in what we're venturing into here.
That also seems questionable because what happens if after we do what he wants, he decides he doesn't like us?
The only thing he really asked for from us here is the egg, which, quite frankly, I could care less about actually returning to him, because it doesn't. Even though I'm not too sure what it is, Malgoon and seem to not like that idea.
To be fair, he's
I
got a
think
history of
I'm
not
on
liking
board
any
with that.
idea.
I'm a city boy. I got no idea what that thing was.
I'm a forest kobold. I've got no idea what that was.
You're a ranger, a protector of the wild. You've no idea what this fucking wild animal is.
I mean, accurate.
Well,
yeah.
everybody's. Well, Lady Pio's resting up. I'm going to head off, probably, I'll say, to the right for about 15 minutes, looking to see if I can find a way into the swamp that's a little bit safer than just wading into muck.
Also, Siegfried, give me an intelligence check.
Saving throw?
Just a check.
And he was swallowed up by the muck. Never to be heard from.
Well, 12's good enough. The comments made by your party members about the hood, they already have dark vision.
Yeah, well, I know. It might be, but the problem is I've got 3 things attuned already.
Just making sure. Just checking.
Yeah, I know roughly what you're getting at, and I'd love to try it out. But the problem is I've got 3 things attuned, which means that it's not...
You just got too much shit.
Yeah. He's been, for every week, he's been mentioning it. Falls right in his lap. I've got too much stuff. I can carry all these magic items.
You could give one up.
Yeah, I would love to give up the ring of spell storage, but I kind of got thrust at me at the time. So I had to sort of... There could be a cloak that gives you dark vision, not makes your vision dark.
Seems to work for me.
It's like the kid who spent all his money at the game store and then realized, oh, it's cheaper somewhere else. There's what I always wanted right there in the next store, but I'm broke now.
More to the point, my hands are full. I can't carry anything more.
Hey,
So anyway, I'm heading off to the right. I think I said at the
as you
moment,
keep
to see
trudging
if I can
through.
find just around the edge of the swamp to see if I can find a solid area heading in.
It's a little awkward because you're having to leap across a few furrows of old fields that have just been left to rot now that the swamp is climbing in. And of course you're keeping to the drier ground, but you can. Although it did rain a little recently, so still a bit of sodden, you're leaving footprints. And just as you keep going along,
I'm trying to be
it's just...
stealthy as well.
Yeah, no worries. As you keep going along, it's just more and more mist. More and more fog. As you keep going, you are starting to see that... Just, if you keep on like spacing yourself away from it, you can see that there is a curvature to it. But it's just dense. And you're not really... And where you can see on the edge, just beyond the fog wall, you can see that it goes straight from plowed field, dried out dirt or a path, and then just thick glar mud moss creeping everywhere, some patches of mushrooms. It's just an immediate transformation.
Hey.
Okay, after 15 minutes of that, I head back to the group and tell them that no easy access that way.
It just gets a general idea of it. Everywhere around it is just corrupted bog.
There's no real difference anywhere I go.
No. It just seems to be like a proper magical radius kind of thing.
So we're not going to find a nice or a very easy path in. Which means that we are going to get muddy.
Oh.
How deep is this mud?
Yeah, I might want to take the boots off for this one.
Well, they'll let you jump.
You might want the boots to give you a bit more speed because I suspect
also
you're going to
forgot-
slow
What if
down
the-
as well.
Boots get stuck in the mud.
I also forgot. He goes off scouting, limping.
Oh,
part-
shit!
The party watches as he volunteers to go scout, and he's limping as he goes along. And you all fuckers just sit there and watch. Hurry back!
Well, whenever if he feels like it, I'm not gonna stop him.
The party just sit there saying, well, I hope he doesn't take too long.
Well, I'm writing my book, so it's okay.
And you just hear,
Hop
ow, ow, ow. Oh, he's coming back.
We are certainly an uncaring group.
Yeah. Well, I
what?
go up.
Siegfried's back?
Yeah. So now, seeing as they've asked me the depth, I go up and check to see how deep the swamp is. With one of my footprints.
we just put Siegfried in the swamp and it's up to his waist. Okay, that's how deep it is. Cool.
Seeing you
Do
hold
we have
back,
a pole?
Droop tugs on Cornelius' sleeve and just said, can I go help?
Sure, if you want.
Yeah. He hops on out. He scrabbles around for a bit before digging into one of the big hedgerows that works as a fence and pulls free a big, like, dried out branch of it, rushing after Siegfried. See? I poke.
Yep, we get to the edge and we poke with said stick.
Yep. As he pokes about, the main problem is he's a feeble gobbling boy, as he's just trying to poke against this dense mud. Sometimes you're seeing it just go in with ease, and other times he's pushing it and it's just sort of, it's hitting something sort of solid. A few times you can hear like it feels like it's hitting against stone, and then he gives one more push and it's just going all the way in. Looks like it could be quite hazardous terrain.
Yes. I look back at the group as thinking, well, the
Do you want me to
kobold's
run back
light
and tell
enough that he'll probably float. The dwarf, on the other hand, we're going to tie him tie a rope around him just in case.
So how wide is this swamp?
As you're glancing side to side, it's looks like it could be about 2 miles across, maybe.
Okay.
You don't know how far in it goes.
Seeing as it's probably circular from what we've been told, and what we want is in the center,
Can't jump that far. But if we space the humans out, I can leapfrog.
You'll be at disadvantage if you try to do it on the kobold or a goblin.
Or that fucking dwarf. He's out there somewhere.
Give me an intelligence check.
Wait, I have to take an intelligence check?
Yes,
You
take an
were
intelligence
gonna say
check. You said that
first?
fucking dwarf.
Fuck off.
Do it.
Fuck off.
I have demanded.
I know, hold on, I'm trying to... Thought I had... God damn.
Oh, God.
That sword, did it allow me to roll somebody else's one, or just like my own?
Just your own.
Siegfried shout encouragement and give me advantage.
He might be able to when he
I'm
levels up more.
Sorry, I'm too far away. I didn't see this. You're on your own, sucker.
The only negative modifier I have.
You're starting to realize you've been around some dwarves lately, and you haven't made sure that they're not you.
I mean, they could be me.
And you know that you're somewhere out there. You could possibly be a danger to everyone around you.
Oh, no. That's Cornelius.
But you just know somewhere out there, the fucking dwarf is there. With your face and your beard.
My beard.
But not your boots. You got your boots.
Yeah.
I had
That's
a
how I know
question.
he can't be me, because he doesn't have fancy boots. Or a hat. Did he have a hat?
Nope.
He doesn't have a hat.
Doesn't have a hat, doesn't have your tosser either.
Yeah.
He just has your face
Can
and your
that
beard.
makeup mirror be used to style hair or beards?
Sorry, what would you say?
What? Yeah, what?
That makeup mirror that we found, could it be used to style beards?
You could hold it up and give it a go.
Damn it.
You gotta think about the effect you want.
I want the evil mustache, you know, the one that kills up right at the end.
As you hold it up and you focus for a moment, thinking about the exact angle of curl, you get it. You get the twiddly mustache. It feels like it's been oiled in place, like a bit of a wax to
Nice
it,
hard wax. Oh
Yep.
yeah.
rigid.
And I go and sit down and get some weight off my ankle.
It's currently swollen like a golf ball.
If I cast heal wounds on it, or what do I have? Will that get rid of the problem?
It'll help it. The point is, he busted his ankle. Well, his ankle was busted. And, you know, you sort of have to take some time off it for it to recover properly. The healing spells are just making so it'll heal naturally, even though he's still running about on it.
Aha. So I just need to leave him in one place for a few days and let it
Yep.
actually...
You just need to abandon Siegfried.
Oh yeah, he can
Okay.
just watch the cart.
I'm just saying you should split the party, especially when you're about to go into this dangerous swamp.
Oh yeah,
What-
and we'll need to make sure that he doesn't have any healing spells.
Yeah. Make sure to spread out. Everyone have your accountability buddy. And off you go. Any further conversation from the party? Any cosmetic changes?
Well, if it does hair,
I mean, you've got your
I
armor
guess
as
I'll-
well. But yeah, it would do a little bit of hair. It would only do the front.
well, if I brought all the hair around to the side, would it do a side braid with what it can see?
I'd say yes.
Enchanted mirror.
Yep.
Party decides to play dress up.
Yep.
In that case, that's what I'll do to make sure it's all braided up and out of the way.
That's why we make items like this, to distract you all from the horror.
For the horror, yeah.
So for the armor that I can change up how I want, you said it could be cloth. Could it also turn into a robe, or does it have to be pants?
No, it can go into a robe, it can go into a skirt, it can go into just sleeves. It just can't be anything metal.
Okay, well that's quite simple.
Yeah.
And I think I'll turn it up into a black robe with gold trim, and it's gonna have the scales of Kelemvor right across the chest.
Apart from the symbols, hello, Necromancer.
It's him.
That's why
it's
I have the
Glassstaff.
symbol.
Get it?
Well, I do have black hair too.
Yep, and you've also got pointy ears, although not as pointy as hers. She was a
Alright,
proper
Drew,
elf.
You know what to do. Get him. I mean her.
That fucking elf.
Yeah.
I will also point out it'll be on the front and the back, so somebody can't mistake me from behind.
I think I think this is a good place to cut off, unless you guys want to go another hour.
No,
I think
seems
it's fine.
good.
Yeah, we there's this thing called work that I hate.
Yep, that's why I always ask. But yeah, good session. Next time, into the swamp. Oh, that'll be fun.
That doesn't sound fun.
See, a great thing about Roll20 is there's a GM overlay layer where I can mark down which squares have traps in them, and the players will not see it. It's very handy.
That's
Yeah,
terrifying.
but that's also where you have to be very precise about. Okay, now you move your figurines at this moment because I need to know who of you is triggering a trap and not just moving about.
Exactly. That's why I have to make these squares really big.
Well, I think in the next one, somebody's going to be out in front with a stick poking down to see if they can find holes.
Yeah, that's
Good
what we have
idea,
Droop for, right?
Siegfried.
Yeah, that's what we have Droop for, right? Yes, no.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Didn't buy any 10-foot poles, did you?
So,
No, we just have rope.
I'm
Yeah,
sure we
rope's
can
great
find
for
a
poking
hole.
with.
There are plenty of branches around here, I imagine.
We do have swords.
That sums up the party, trying to push a hole in the swamp
yeah,
with rope.
Siegfried's good at poking things with swords. He's only got short swords, though. Damn.
Yeah, but I've got a spare one now.
Well, we're going to sign off for the stream anyway. We'll be back next week, all things permitted, with another session of D&D Rescue near Raxis.